Where does it go? That's the one thing I want to know. That's the biggest question I've got on this. Where does the train go?
We'll speak about that.
We'll come to that.
We'll come to the scene a little bit later on when the train gets involved. Because at the moment, we don't know about this little train thing, which is...
No, we don't. Welcome back, guys, for another episode of Six and Below. This week, we're on a journey through time with Jean-Claude Van Damme in Timecop. I'm Erik. This is Darren.
Welcome into Six and Below Movie Podcast.
Cue the intro. The 1994's Timecop. I think this is a classic, mate. I'm not going to say it just yet. I was about to say what my rating's going to be, but no, I think I'll hang off on that one.
Surprise it, keep it a little bit of edge on it.
That's it, mate. So make sure you watch all the way through, watch till the end, and you'll get our full verdict on this. What our scores are.
And just before we do get into anything, what we do each week is a little soundbite from a movie featuring one of the artists what we're reviewing.
Yes, one of the actors from the film. So
if you can guess this movie, let us know down below in comments. The answers will be given out later on.
Yeah. That's people fighting or having sex.
Yeah.
Well, you can probably guess that is Van Damme, but what movie is that from?
I'll be honest, I don't have a clue. So I'll be playing along with you.
Well, do you mean it could be a list of any Van Damme films? Because he does that little a lot, doesn't he?
I think that's when he's doing the splits, isn't it?
Which film?
Which film, yeah. Pick a film, mate.
I think he does the splits like 4 times in this one as well.
Does he?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
When he's fighting in the past, he gets his partner.
Oh, in this film, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When he does that, and then he does when he gets ambushed in his apartment.
Yeah.
Because someone just shoots a bit of water on the floor with a taser.
I want to know how he does it, because I'm pretty sure he does it in jeans as well at one point. It's like, I don't think I could bend down in jeans, let alone do the splits.
Yeah, you've got some stretchy jeans, haven't you?
I'd maybe get down there, but I don't think I'd get back up, and it'd probably be a case of ring the paramedics, to be fair. I'd be like, dial 999.
Definitely. Same here. I'm not flexible, not whatsoever.
Me neither.
Overall, I think it's a really, really good film. Really interesting. A little bit of a spoiler warning as well if you've never seen this before.
And if this is the first time you're joining us, so we review films for our podcast that are rated 6 or below on IMDb.
That's right.
We're open to suggestions as well. We do have a long list of films we are going to review over the next year or so. But if there's any you would like to see, please leave a comment. And also, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
if you are listening to on Spotify or any of the other services out there, you can listen to your favorite podcast. Please hit that rating button and a 5-star rating when possible.
Yes, please do. It really does help the podcast. I know most content creators they beg you for the views and the subscribes and the likes and stuff, but it really does help.
We are begging you.
We are begging.
We'll go over the vitals.
We shall.
Okay,
so,
the vitals for this one: Timecop. Released in 1994, runtime 1 hour and 38, IMDb rating 5.9, Metacritic 48, Rotten Tomatoes critics 42.
Right,
surprised than that.
Yeah.
Audience higher or lower?
I'm going to say higher.
Higher. Personally, I'd go higher. Unfortunately, audience is 36.
You're kidding.
36. Literally 1 in 3 people like it.
I think that might be the first time that's happened in it on one of these.
Wow, yeah. Not fair.
Because do you remember American Ninja that we did? That was a 0 on critics, mate. 0.
0 on critics.
0.
Yep,
I don't think I've ever seen a 0 on critics before. Mate.
That's one of our previous ones. Go check it out. American Ninja. And
I must add, it's not because they didn't get any reviews.
I don't know what happened there, to be honest with you.
Literally, yeah.
I think everybody was in your frame of mind when they watched it. So I
thought it was a terrible film. I
didn't mind it personally, but that's me.
Yeah, go on.
Let's know down below as well. What's your thoughts on American Ninja?
Yeah.
Budget for this film? 27 million.
27 million.
Yep. Box office gross 44.8.
Nice.
So made a profit. Not too sure how much profit that would be at the end of it, because a lot of it does go to like advertisement as well as the theatres.
Yeah.
This movie was ranked 32 in 1994. The films at number 1 was The Lion King.
Oh, I was going to say, can I guess The Lion King? I knew that came out in 94. That's
How much do you reckon that made in the box office?
Lion King, wow. I'm going to say a couple of $100 million. So 200 mil?
200 mil?
200 mil?
Little bit off. 763 million.
Only 500 mil off then, yeah.
With a Disney cartoon, that is not too bad, is it?
Jesus.
Number 2, what do you think?
Number 2, 1994. I can't think of what else came out, to be honest.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. Starts Tom Hanks.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Let me guess what that made.
Go on.
600 mil.
Try half in it. 329.
329. So that's how much there was a gap between that and The Lion King for the
Massive
first and
gap.
second.
Massive gap.
Wow.
Forrest Gump is a great film as well. Personally,
I'd prefer that to The Lion King.
The Lion King, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's because it's got a bit more sentimental because I've been to the theatres and seen it, which is fantastic. If you've never seen it in the theatres, worth giving it a try.
Yeah, I remember watching it in the cinema. Yeah,
Number 3,
definitely.
starring Arnie Schwarzenegger.
Oh, True Lies.
True Lies.
Yes.
Go on then.
So it's going to be lower than 300. So it's 200?
146.
146.
Oh, from number 3 to number 1 is literally 600 million difference.
True Lies has got to be one of my most favourite films. I love True Lies, yeah. Brilliant film. One of Arnie's best films. I'd say probably, other than maybe Terminator, his best film.
Yeah, it's
in my opinion. I remember, like, as a kid, I obviously never watched it on the cinema because I think it's like a 15 or possibly even an 18. Yeah. But I remember getting it on home video rental. My dad got it, and I just remember, like, I must have been about maybe 10 by the time it came out of video. And just that Jamie Lee Curtis scene, I was like, oh yeah.
It was quite nice, and let's be fair.
Even with this sex scene, I just remember I can picture myself now as probably like 9-10 years old, like boobies. Back in the day, whenever a sex scene had come on, and obviously it'd get awkward, my dad would start making them noises, and I'd be like, oh, all right.
Basically, you're sitting there and your dad's playing with himself.
Basically, yeah.
So you're trying to like tell us, yeah.
And now you mention it, I did always wonder why my dad always sat with a pillow on his lap when we watch these type of films. But now you mention it,
up and down.
Dad, you dirty bastard. I know you watch some of these, Dad, so you dirty fuck.
Oh, God, yeah, your mum and dad watch this. Sorry.
Yeah. Shout out to me, Dad. Woo.
Yeah.
Come on.
Shout out to Eric's dad. So this was ranked 32.
Right.
Other films that were lower grossing than this film. Correct myself. Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Yep.
Richie Rich.
Yep.
And surprisingly, ranked 51 was The Shawshank Redemption. Yeah,
well, if you considering that's like one of the highest rated movies on IMDb, that I think it's probably well known by a lot of people who follow movies, and that had a shit box office return at the time. And it wasn't until it came out on like home video and stuff like that it really started to take off.
Right.
Well, that is an awesome movie. That's
one of my favorites.
Classic. That I think on IMDb, I think it's like that and The Godfather that I kind of rated the highest on there, if I remember rightly.
Right.
Whether anything, I'm talking that last time I checked, that was a couple of years ago, so it may have been overtaken by now, but I can't think of anything that would really outdo The Shawshank Redemption.
To be honest with you, I was actually quite surprised because I've done a search a few weeks back, and some of the top like 10 ones which were like rated like 9.9 or even a 10.
Yeah.
Or like Bollywood films.
Bollywood?
Mm.
Well, Bollywood is massive, isn't it, for the Indian market and so on. There's a lot of people in India, so...
Billions.
Yeah?
Billions,
mate.
Billions. Okay, who's it directed by, written by, and who's it star?
So, this was directed by a chap called Peter Hyams.
Yep.
Hyams, sorry. As you know, if you've watched previous podcasts, I tend to butcher names. But yeah, Peter Hyams, or Hyams, Hyams. Hyams. So what he's done before, he's obviously done Timecop. He's done a film called Sudden Death, The Relic, End of Days, which, is that the Arnie one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, he is. So he's directed End of Days with Arnie back in 1999. That one's actually on our list, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Which surprises me because that's a 5.8, and I do actually like that film. I went to see that. I snuck in to see that on the cinema.
I think we was going to do it around the Christmas and New Year, wasn't we? But you didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, because it is obviously ties in with New Year, because I think it's the whole premise of the film is that it's turned into 1999 and the devil's come back and all that shit. So writers, we have Mike Richardson. He's a producer on The Mask. producer on Hellboy,
Good.
Legend of Tarzan. He was a producer also on Timecop, but he also did the screenplay for it.
Yeah.
He's done most recently. He's done R.I.P.D. 2. I didn't even know there was a second one.
I didn't even know there was a second one. I must have done great marketing for it.
Yeah, that's rated. That's rated 4.6. He's also a producer on The Umbrella Academy. You ever seen that series?
Yeah, I like the first season. Second season wasn't a big fan of.
Yeah, it got a bit out there. And then there was a second writer who was Mark, and I'm going to ruin this name completely. His name is Mark Verderheiden. So Mark Verderheiden, he was a writer on The Mask. He's been a producer on Battlestar Galactica, the TV series. He was also a producer on Falling Skies, which I think was that the alien one with where he was like kind of linked in with Steven Spielberg. Is that right? Falling Skies? No.
I do know it, but not at the same time.
So Constantine TV series. He was a producer on that. Producer on Heroes. So they're the writers anyway. So moving on to actors. So we've got Jean-Claude Van Damme himself, the chap whose head is just above Darren. So he plays Walker. We have Mia Sara as Melissa, who plays.
What else she's been in?
What's she been in?
Just check IMDb then.
Yeah, go on.
Ferris Bueller's Day Out.
Oh shit! Oh, she's his love interest. I knew I recognised her from somewhere. I maybe should have checked that out beforehand. But yeah. No,
Similar time as well.
That makes sense. Hey, she's still fit in this as well. What year did Ferris Bueller come out? That must have been like what 88.
Not too sure. Get back to me.
I'll get back to you. We got Ron Silver as Senator McComb, and we've got Bruce McGill as Matuzak. Matuzak, is that right?
I put Matuzak. Yeah.
Matuzak, yeah.
86. 1986.
Was it 1986?
I didn't think it was that old. I thought it was like 91 or something.
Oh, I knew it was like 80s, but I didn't think it was that low down in the 80s, if you know what I mean. I thought it was more like an 89, but 86, yeah, fair enough.
89, 87, 86. Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Pick a fucking number with 80 and it's that one, yeah. So it turns out it's actually 86.
Just to let you know as well, right? If you're wondering what type of mood Eric's going to be in today, because 1 week he's in Tourette's. Last week he was speaking to his new bird's mother's
mother-in-law,
yeah, mother-in-law. Really nice these and thank yous. Well, this week we're having a little bit of a whiskey, so we're treating ourselves to a little bit of a drunk one.
Well, cheers, everyone. Cheers.
The JD and honey.
Bloody lovely. So this
might come out.
This is a little trial to see if we're if we're any better drunk. So yeah, stay tuned because this might get silly.
Just in case you're wondering later on, like why is he slurring a little bit? Like
why is he talking like that? Why is Darren passed out and why is Erik on the floor slurping?
Yep.
But yeah, and then we've got Gloria Reuben as Fielding. Other than that, I don't think there's really anyone else.
Films either.
I don't think there's really anyone else worth mentioning. To be honest, it wasn't not really a star-studded cast. And
who's the main star?
Hey,
main star.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
They've been in much.
I don't know. I've seen him in a few things.
Yeah, I think like dancing and kicking and stuff.
Yeah, he does look like. I think he's mentioned in this film that with all his kicking, he's probably good on Broadway.
But that one knows.
Have you?
Yeah. One thing I really did enjoy about this film was the one-liners.
Yeah.
There's lots of like little quirky one-liners, especially from McComb.
Yeah.
He's done some like good ones.
He plays a good villain, that guy, doesn't he? What's his name?
Yeah, I like him actually. Ron Silver.
Ron Silver. What's he been in? Because I can't recall seeing him in much.
Oh, mate, but on his IMDb, mate, it looks like he's had a bit of a few lines.
I know.
I'm a little bit happy.
I'll pull it up here, but I'm looking at his picture now. It'll probably be the one I use when I do the edit. But my God, he looks like Al Pacino's retarded cousin.
That's one way to put it, I suppose.
That's just done a line of coke and someone just randomly ran up to him and took a photo.
I mean, I'm sure he was in a lot of films in the 80s and stuff because he's got a recognisable face. But
reckon actors get a choice over what pictures used on IMDb?
I know some of them are awful, aren't they?
Yeah,
they do make you laugh.
I mean, like this one here, I would definitely, if I had seen that, if that was my IMDb picture, I'd be emailing him like, fuck me, take that down.
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead. Oh shit, yeah, he died in 2009. Oh, Ron, if you're listening out there up on your cloud and shit, I'm sorry, mate, for taking the picture.
But maybe died that night. He went out on a beach.
Maybe
that's 4 o'clock in the morning. That picture, isn't it?
Yeah. Mate, that
people's dilated to hell.
Mate, look at him. Look at him. Fuck me. Yeah, he's definitely on something there. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely is.
If you're listening on Spotify, check out Ron Silver on IMDb and just check out his picture that they've chosen. Mate, if he was alive, there's no way that picture would still be there. Someone would have wrote it. He would have wrote it himself saying, "Take that fucking shit down now."
Yeah, it's like, yeah, come on, guys, come on, put us out.
Mate, looking at his back catalogue, there's not much there. Quite a bit of TV, but I don't recognise him from anything. I can't say I've ever seen him in anything else.
No, he's just got one of them faces on there, a bit recognisable.
Oh yeah.
So some of the general notes I've made, notes like your general notes, and before we get into the film details, the opening credits. Until it was like the mid-90s, because the same for the mid-80s as well. The films at the start, for some reason, they had a stupidly long opening credits.
Yeah, When I was watching it this week, it was like come to it, and I'm like, move forward 10 seconds, move forward 10 seconds.
I was the same. It's like, what really? And then it comes up saying Timecop. You go, oh yeah, so it's done now. Yeah, credits are over. No. And it continues off another 5 minutes. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, did you notice on them as well? Do you know when they come up with like which studio created and stuff like that? Like it starts with like a tidal wave, and obviously nowadays we used to kind of films kind of just starting, or they'll put like a pre-credit scene in, or whatever, that type of thing. And I was thinking, I don't live in this film, and then, like, obviously it's one of them. But yeah, my God, they seem to go on forever.
Oh yeah, and
if you want to watch this, by the way, if you're in the UK, you can watch it on Amazon Prime, but you do need to sign up for an MGM account randomly.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a con, that, isn't it? You're paying for Prime as it is for the extra videos, then you got to pay an extra £5 subscription just so you can watch some of the older films that are on the catalogue.
There are some good ones on there though. I think American Ninja and this one was on there. So
I mean, we've got a massive back catalogue of films what are below 6, thanks to this service. So you've got to see a lot of the older films on there as well. So if you are a fan of the older films, stay tuned.
Or
do mix it up between new ones, which was Fast X last few weeks, and now back in the 90s.
Fast X. What?
Yeah, that was long, wasn't it?
That was a long one, but yeah.
Bullshit. Yeah, quite a lot. Especially the part when Dom just reversed out of a plane, landed on 2 cars, and just drove off perfectly fine, and 2 cars blew up.
There was so much in that film that was just bullshit. It was, it's ridiculous.
You gotta laugh at it.
You have to laugh.
Okay, can we just mention the elephant in the room?
Go on.
I'm not talking about you, mate. Don't worry.
Oh, nice. Cheers, mate. Fucking hell.
JCVD.
JCVD.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Is that what you... Oh, right. Okay.
He's perm.
Yeah. Mate, how does he go, like, from... Because he has an almost decent kind of haircut in the beginning, and then, obviously, then in the future, he has the perm.
Yeah. I mean, even now, to be fair, he's got that little bit of a perm on the go now, hasn't it? But it's not as like perm, mate. It's more of like a mullet
he's got a bit
now,
nuts since late, hasn't he?
The cars as well.
Oh, mate. Them cars. I don't know who on earth designed them cars, but it's like they watch Demolition Man or something. Did Demolition Man come out before this? I mean, it literally looks like they've got...
similar.
I mean, it looks like they've got a load of cardboard boxes and just stuck them onto cars, like just regular cars, because like the wheelbase and everything just looks like a normal, like it could be like a Chevy or something, or just a normal car. But then someone's just slapped a load of shit on the side of it and called it a futuristic car.
1993 Demolition Man.
Yeah, so I reckon they took some inspiration from that, but at least in I don't remember them being as bad in Demolition Man.
Oh, I didn't think they were.
These cars in this film were fucking terrible.
It's weird though, because like inside, they're like a spaceship.
Yeah, and they don't have any windows.
There's one scene that he gets in the car and he goes, right, okay, drive home. And he goes, do like 15 different switches.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with just sticking a key in the ignition and going?
I know, right? I know. I'd rather drive it myself if I have to go fucking switch.
Yeah. But to be fair to them, though, they've actually predicted quite a bit of technology.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, they got it completely wrong with the fashion and got it superbly wrong with the cars. Right? But in a way, if you think about it, Tesla, you can self-drive now.
Yeah, well, obviously, you know.
Like that little bit.
I am quite shocked that they didn't go down the flying car route, to be honest.
Yeah, I was, to be fair.
That seemed to be the thing in the 90s, was in the future we're going to have flying cars or whatever.
But there's one scene with the scientist guy with VR on.
Oh, yeah.
A VR headset on.
Yeah, he's watching some VR porn in work.
Yeah, but that's like 20 years before it came out.
Well, I don't know. They had VR concepts in the time, but yeah, I suppose like you can watch VR porn now.
Yeah. Pretty much like an Oculus Rift on his head, to be fair. And also, they kind of got it right with the Alexa and Sky Glass.
Oh, when you
he
walk
walks in, it goes, put TV on.
Yeah, because he walks in, doesn't he? He goes, "There's no new messages."
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, they got a few things right, I suppose. And he does have a PDA, which kind of looks almost like a smartphone.
Yeah.
But a very basic one.
I mean, I think they've some of the stuff.
I don't know, like they've
done all right.
Considering the future in this takes place in 2004, there is quite a lot they got wrong in a way.
Yeah, 10 years.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know what they were thinking.
What did they think was going to like advance so much civilization in 10 years?
Exactly, and I'm not being funny. Them self-drive cars, the cars in general. Who the fuck would want to buy one of them? If you've seen one of them for sale and you're like, I'm not dead, which would be quite lucky because he had no windows anyway.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be seen in them at all.
Yeah,
you could literally just sneak into it and then just fuck off home.
Yeah, it was like a pod, wasn't it?
It was. It was. It makes you wonder, like, if you had cars like that kicking about, why would you even want to own a car anyway? You could just use them as taxis or whatever.
True.
But anyway.
Right, so we get on to the first scene.
Yes, I love this first scene.
Because it starts off in 1863, Gainesville, Georgia.
During the Civil War. So yeah, we have a horse and carriage coming down the track.
Armed with Confederate guards.
Yeah, the Confederate Army.
And there's a little highwayman demanding the gold being transported. To be fair, he's asking quite nicely.
But you're thinking, this guy's quite fucking brazen. Just fucking stood in the middle, asked nicely and politely. His mother would be proud for the gold. Please give me the gold, Mr. Confederate Sir.
Yeah.
And and what does he do?
Just takes out two oozes, hip fires them, wipes everybody else out, and the horses somehow survive.
Yeah.
But did you notice as well, when he's actually shooting the guards, after the final guard has been killed and fell off the horse, he's like carrying on shooting for an extra 15 seconds.
No, I never noticed, but the fact that he just pulls out his gun and we're supposed to believe that he can just take out quite a few probably highly trained soldiers who, yeah, they won't have automatic weapons, but they're still going to have handguns and shit on them. Just from hip firing like that, which to me, don't get me wrong, I like this scene. I think it's really good the way they do it. You kind of you don't know well, obviously it's Timecop, but you don't kind of know that he's from the future or whatever, or that he's come to the past, but then he just shoots out. But I noticed he have to make the guns look slightly more futuristic by putting like a red sight on the top.
Oh yeah, massive lasers and everything.
Everything, yeah. And then he just, but like you say, he somehow manages to hit fire. Kill, what was it, about 7, 8 guys?
I think it was only 5. I think it was 5.
Oh, I'm over exaggerating, but I'm a bloke, so I can do that.
Yeah, he always adds a few on, doesn't he?
Yeah. So fucking fires at them, and then somehow does not hit a single horse. Now I'm calling. Do you want to press that button for me on there? Because I'm calling bullshit on that. Because there's no way he's hip firing, just shooting all them guys and not going to hit a horse.
Oh, no recoil on a gun either.
No. None at
Single
all.
recoil.
None at all. I know. I was wondering whether some of the track that they're coming down, whether they were actually car tracks or not.
They could probably get away with it because they were in a wagon and cart.
Yeah, they were.
If they didn't have the cart getting pulled, then I'll probably call it a little bit more. Be like, wait a minute. But then, there's a cart being pulled, isn't there? Next scene, it goes straight back into present day, which is Washington, D.C., October 1994, in the Senate's committee.
Yeah. We get a bit of a backstory on the time travel law. So we have a chap coming in, and he's going to the Senate committee, and he comes in and he says, I can't remember what the scientist's name is, but they were saying, so he's he's gonna get a Nobel Prize and blah 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 blah, but he's invented time travel. Now he explains that they can't they can go back in time, but they can't go forward because the future hasn't happened yet. Which to me kind of ruins the whole film, because how is it that they can go back in time to say 1990? Well, let's say they're in 2004 later on. They go back in time to 1994. Now, when they're in 1994, why can they now go back to 2004 if they can't go forward in time?
I think 2004 is the starting point, so they can't go, like, say, a week past what they travelled back from.
You mean?
So if they travelled back in 2014 or 2004, say February, right? They can't, when they travel back from 94 to 2004, can't go like to July or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's not yet happened, so it's got to go back to that exact day that they went out in.
So they have to come back literally at the same time that they went.
Yeah.
But still, it does beg the question as to whether then someone in 1994, why couldn't they say grab someone from 1994 and take them back into the future with themselves back to 2004 when they left? It just seems like a bit of a plot hole to me. But it's a time travel movie, and I think the more you think about it, the more you're just gonna because there's so many paradoxes in this bloody thing. But he does make a point of saying, you can't go forward in time because the future's not happened yet, but you can go back in time conveniently.
Yeah.
Even though we're all moving forward in time anyway, so I don't see why we couldn't just go forward.
Yeah, it does bring up as well, doesn't it? George, when he's speaking to the commission, that 10 days ago, a terrorist has stolen golden bars dated 1863.
Yeah, so he refers to the guy from the beginning.
Yeah.
But the funny thing on this, right, they're saying like it was an arms dealer, I think, was it in Munich or something like that? Yeah. So they say they found some gold from the Confederacy dated like 1863.
Yep.
In Munich being sold by some guy. But they also mentioned that they carbon dated it and it is from 1863. Now, you can't carbon date metal. You can only carbon date organic material.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So that's bullshit straight away. So press the button, please.
Bullshit!
Bullshit. So how many are we up to now? About 3?
But I was thinking, I put that instead of actually being like a carbon dated as such, I thought this dated it as if like the bulliards had an imprint of a stamp date or something.
Yeah, but they do say the carbon dated it is from the time because really, if you think about it, if they got gold from 1863 and brought it to the future and the gold was made in 1863, then it would look like it did in 1863. So if it was brand new in 1863 and had just been stamped or whatever, then it would look exactly the same in 1994 as it did then. So the only way they could test it would be, because otherwise you could just literally get gold, melt it down, turn it into coin, stamp it 1863 and you wouldn't know anything different.
True.
But the fact that they say that they carbon dated it just kind of ruins it because you think, I know a lot of people out there probably think that carbon dating works on anything, but it doesn't. It's only organic material. That's why when they find like lost civilizations and stuff like that out there, that the only way they can carbon date it is if they find organic material, and they usually either find
like a bit of cloth or wood or
like dead bodies or food that they were cooking at the time and stuff like that they can find, and they can carbon date the food. So that's a
I think you're looking way too into this.
Oh yeah. I do. You know me. If you've watched previous podcasts, you know I like a bit of realism, and obviously we're talking about time travel here in Timecop, so maybe realism is kind of out the window by now. But,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to ask as well, sorry, you probably got this on your list as well. So he brings along with him like a police chief.
Yeah, Atus.
I don't understand why. If you're setting up this new agency, so they're talking about setting up a new agency to like police time, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's called the TEC, Time Enforcement Commission.
Yeah. So because they're talking about it, they're sat there and they're saying, so obviously this has been invented, and this guy's discovered time travel and so on. Now I wouldn't usually agree with like governments covering stuff up, but you'd think that the American government or someone would say, let's not leak this information. It's not like there's an internet in 1994. As such as it is nowadays. So it's like, well, yeah, you might, because they mention about Saddam Hussein going back and,
making a nuclear bomb.
Discovering the nuclear bomb first and so on, but kind of like, well, just find a way to not give them the information to start with, how to do the time travel. Like, lock it up, keep it away, don't do it.
Kill everybody off it knows about it.
Basically, yeah. That's probably...
Well, like CIA have never done that before.
Exactly. So... allegedly. So but that's what I don't get. Why would you use a police chief to do it as well? Why not like, I don't know, like you say the CIA or the NSA or this is a police chief, this is going to do it, because even obviously in 1994 Walker, Jean-Claude Van Damme's character Matt, is just a general copper, a beat cop.
Yeah, but then he's applied, hasn't it, for this new department.
I just don't get why they're using police, to be honest. Not that I've got anything else. Not that I've got anything against police, but it just don't make sense to me. Maybe the military or someone, or
maybe it's George and Matthias just go back.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? So it's like somebody knows, somebody can trust, and he's a current police commissioner or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
And he's like stepping up then into the role.
Yeah, maybe.
There's going to be a brand new apartment, isn't it? It's getting made.
Possibly could be. But yeah, so and then the guy used obviously coming in telling him information. He uses a line that I don't know why, but I really like it. So the guy says to him, how much is this new agency going to cost?
Yeah.
And he says, more than a little, less than too much.
Yeah.
I love that saying. How much is it going to cost? I'm going to use that with my wife moving forward. I want to buy this new piece of tech. Well, how much does it cost? More than a little, less than too much.
Yeah.
So,
but then they're not going to go ahead with it, are they, originally? But then the young senator to the side, McComb, puts himself up for it.
Yeah, so he decides he's going to lead the Senate committee. But you can already see, can't you? I think when we were together earlier, you were kind of like, you can kind of already see in his eye as soon as he mentioned someone going back and making some.
Yeah, it's one of them, wasn't it? It's like when you're first watching it, you don't clock on to little subtle things like he's doing. Like say, when he's talking into George, he's saying that somebody went back in time and made lots of money.
Yeah,
you see his face like just perk up a little bit and look over at him, which I quite like that in a way, because then if you're watching it back for the second time, you're like,
because if you think
it's up on that,
technically, it's his future self that sent that guy back to get the gold that they're talking about in the beginning anyway. It's kind of like, like you say, he's planting the idea about going back and making some money from it, which he would. I'm pretty sure anyone who out there who would, like, the number one go-to is they mention go back and kill Hitler, but that's going to cause a ripple, and God knows what's going to change.
That's it. 'Cause what happens if you kill Hitler and then his general steps up and then actual is successful and taking over everywhere?
Yeah, and like completely eradicates, carries on with the Holocaust, invades Britain, gets the US, whatever, a lot of shit could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never know, And they always say go back and kill baby Hitler, but who the hell's going to go back and kill a baby? I'm not being funny. Baby Hitler and no baby Hitler is still a baby.
I mean, technically, instead of like killing Hitler, maybe set him on the right path.
Yeah, maybe
so instead of going down this way, he goes down a different route, and then like give him to be successful.
Like give him some Jewish friends and that.
Yeah, but then maybe like not put him on the drugs as well, because he was a bad tweaker.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of that?
I've not seen the pictures, but I've heard that he was. I think he had like a private physician, didn't he?
There's a video of him.
Yeah.
Shot in black and white. I think it's like some like Olympic Games are going on, and he's like rattling, proper rocking back and forth, like tweaking like hell.
Because didn't he prescribe some of his like? Didn't he give like the soldiers and stuff like, and amphetamines and stuff?
Probably anyway, but we're getting off topic now.
We are
massively off topic. Turn into a conspiracy now.
Yeah.
Okay, the next scene we're going to skip forward now.
Well,
to
I just
the
want to say as
mall.
well is the guy smoking the pipe as well. That just seemed, I don't know why, it just seemed random. But one of the lead senators there just.
It's been 90s. Everybody was smoking in
films. Pulls out his pipe and starts smoking it, and I'm like, who the hell just they're smoking the pipe?
They're probably sponsored post.
Let's get to the mall.
So we meet JCVD for the first time, being all rapey.
Hey, that's messing with my head calling him that. What's his name? JCVD.
Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, JCVD. I don't know why, but I just keep thinking JCB, like one of the big tractors.
Yeah, so we meet the big JCB digger coming to the shopping mall.
I see the JCB coming in and just tearing shit up.
Yeah, so we see him being a little bit rapey, as he goes behind a woman. Dead mysterious.
Hey, you mentioned about the balloons, didn't you?
There's never enough time. Satisfied as a woman. I was blagging you before about the balloon situation. I don't know.
It did look like that though, because the balloons are literally. You're such a fucking dickhead. So it cuts to like some balloons, and they're literally like a person doing the splits, and he says to me, "Oh, that's Jean-Claude Van Damme in Street Fighter, that doing his splits."
Yeah, a little bit of a nod.
And I was like, "Oh."
I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be Street Fighter, because he does have yellow hair in Street Fighter, and he's doing like the stance.
Does he have yellow hair in Street Fighter?
Yeah, they dye it like a little gingery yellow colour, whatever.
We need to do Street Fighter.
It's on our list. And I don't know when it's going to be. We will let you know at the end of this podcast which film we're going to be doing next week. And you never know, it could be coming out. There's 60 films on our list at the moment, so it could be 1 in 60.
So his wife's coming out of drugstore. He's meeting with his wife. Anyway, she goes to he randomly standing outside a clock store. Have you ever seen a shop? Let's just discuss this. Have you ever seen a shop that just sells clocks?
Yeah, Clock Stop.
Clock Stop.
Yeah.
There's a shop called Clock Stop. Where?
in shopping malls and stuff.
Oh, right, yeah. Name one.
Clock stop.
Clock stop. Like GameStop, but with clocks.
Yeah. And then you got Rolex.
Mate,
And then you got...
I guarantee...
I
guarantee that business has gone out of business. That shop's gone out of business because, I mean, you got to diversify. And if you just all you're selling is clocks, then you're fucking screwed.
Right, okay. The question you've just said to yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. If that shop is only selling clocks...
Yeah.
Right, okay. Like you say, you got Tag Heuer, Rolex.
Yeah, but...
The watch, the clock.
When have you ever seen a Rolex clock?
Yeah, out there.
Are they?
Yeah.
You can get a clock that's Rolex. I know obviously you get watches.
What do you think of watches?
Yeah, but that's, I mean...
A watch is a clock.
No, but yeah, I get
He's
that.
like, I've got my phone now, I've got the clock on the phone.
No, I know. You can, right, fuck off. Fuck off. No, because what I'm saying is, these are actual clocks, like the ones you put on your fucking mantelpiece.
Right, you're
or
on
on
about
your wall.
more of the ornamental ones what go to the side.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a clock like a watch. Otherwise, I'd just say a fucking watch. But when have you ever seen a Rolex clock? Have you ever been in someone's house and looked on the mantelpiece and said, "Oh, that's a Rolex. How much did that cost? Oh, it's 20 grand." That.
I mean, I wouldn't surprise them if it was out there.
Hey, but it's just a nod, obviously, to time, innit? Because, you know, it's a time fucking film, Timecop, you know, let's go and have a look at some clocks. But
so, yeah, you can't still buy Rolex time mounted clocks.
Can you? Half. Send it to me, because that's bullshit, that. I want to see this with my own eyes. If anyone out there who's watching has, for some reason, a fucking Rolex clock on their wall. Holy shit, 100, how much? 189 quid on eBay.
Yeah, that's like an old one, that.
Yeah, fuck that.
It looks, just trying to describe it a little bit.
Looks like a penis.
An old diver's, like a big helmet thing that you go on.
Oh, yeah, I was
the old big metal ones.
They look like a penis with a clock built in.
Yeah, that are.
Cock.
They're so expensive, Rolexes. Really are so expensive. Right, okay, let's get back to where we was anyway.
That was a cock clock, that, mate.
We see the guy in the rollerblades skating through.
You know what he's credited at?
What?
Literally, right? He's not rollerblade guy, a rollerblade thief or anything like that, just rollerblades. That's what he's credited as. Rollerblades. So we meet rollerblades.
And do you know what, right? It's quite bad in a way, isn't it, right? Because Walker automatically profiles him.
He does profile
as a criminal.
Yeah.
Before he's committed any acts or anything like that. He's skating through. He's like, this guy's going to rob something now. And he's right.
Yeah,
he does steal a handbag, but then he just sticks his leg up in the air, a bit like doing ballet. And then the guy skids and he's like, read between the lines. Yeah,
how the fuck does he get his leg that high in the first place? I'm not being funny. If I was rollerblading through and I just robbed someone's bag and then all of a sudden there's a boot in my face, first of all, you've got to see that guy's there. I mean, I know we don't see it on the camera, but all of a sudden there's a foot in his face.
Yeah.
Move left, back, right, backwards, or just push the fucker over. I mean, I'm
he's
going
to be off balance in there.
He stood on one leg. Like, his leg's there, his crotch is there. Punch him in the crotch, push him over. The guy's only small anyway. Or just rollerblade off. You're going to be faster on the rollerblades anyway. And he goes, read between the lines, and he goes, I should fuck off, and then goes and gives the bag back to the woman. You wouldn't, though, would you?
No.
You really fucking wouldn't.
Did I say something as well?
You can.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was really, really weird. Right, so how many films have you seen with Van Damme in?
One.
Oh.
At least one. This one. I've seen Street Fighter.
Right.
I've seen Universal Soldier.
Yeah.
I can't think of any others.
Double Impact.
Nope.
A-Wall.
Nope.
Lionheart.
Nope.
First Blood.
No, that's Rambo. Isn't
Rambo. Bloodsport.
Nope.
You've not seen Bloodsport?
I've never seen Bloodsport.
Oh my god! See, right. When I grew up, I watched every single Van Damme film. Pretty much what was out there in the 90s. Absolutely loved all his fighting films and everything. A-Wall, fantastic one. Bloodsport, fantastic. Kickboxer. Seen Kickboxer. What?
No, never. I think I've seen like 3 Van Damme films. I can think of.
Oh my god! Right. So you're hosting a podcast.
I am hosting a podcast about films,
and you've never seen Kickboxer.
No.
Right, okay.
What you're going to do?
Right, what you're going to do
what
this
rating
week?
Is Kickboxer?
Right, what you're going to do?
I am not.
This week,
right.
That's homework, right? You got to come back and you got to tell us how much of a friggin' great film. Classic Kickboxer.
What rating is it?
Too high for us. It really is. Anyway, so
what film made Van Damme? What would you say as a Van Damme film fanatic, as you've just clearly shown you are? What film would you say made him the star he was? Or is?
Probably Kickboxer.
I've heard of Bloodsport, and that's apparently supposed to be good, isn't it?
Fantastic, mate.
Was it not Bloodsport that made him?
No. Well, Bloodsport was 1988.
Yeah.
Kickboxer is 1989.
I was going to say, fuck me, how old is Van Damme?
That's 6.4, that. Right, so it's too good for us anyway for it, but it's a fantastic film. Street Fighter is 94.
Yeah, I've seen Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Because isn't that the one with Kylie Minogue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done loads of films, but yeah, what was really confusing with me, Street Fighter's 4.
Street Fighter's a 4.
Is that real?
Yeah, I'm not being funny, because all I remember thinking as a kid, that guy who plays the villain just overacted it so much. I remember thinking at the time, because he had the cape and everything, didn't he? What's his name? Byron or something, right?
Bison, I think.
Bison. That's it, Bison. I mean, I just remember him overacting the shit out of it.
Well, that's Raul Julia, isn't it? Who plays the dad in Adam's Family.
Oh yeah, Gomez Adams. Yeah, it was.
But honestly, right? So I couldn't believe it when he's done 82 films at the moment.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. When was his latest one?
That's including voice acting as well.
Yeah.
Don't know what his first film was as such. But I remember seeing bits of a clip of a film where it's about breakdancing.
Breakdance?
Yeah, it's like about breakdancers and stuff. And it was before Van Damme got big. He was like one of the extras in the background. And he's like dancing and stuff.
Doesn't surprise me.
Have you seen the meme?
No.
Have you seen the meme for Van Damme doing a dance?
No. What meme?
God.
Hey, you got a hard on for Van Damme, haven't you?
Mate, Van Damme is one of my favourite actors as a kid.
Hey, Van Damme wanted to just suck on the tip, would you?
No, I wouldn't really go like that. I'm much for it.
The muscles from Brussels.
But yeah, Van Damme films, as a kid growing up, right, I watched them all. Right, and when I was speaking to Leanne, my missus, she was born in 1993.
Yeah.
So she was 1 year old when this film came out, which made me feel really fucking old. I was like, what? Obviously, I didn't watch this when I was young. It's probably been out for like 10 years before I watched this one for the first time. But
Timecop.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get this on anyway. But anyway, she's never heard of Van Damme.
She never heard of Van Damme.
Didn't know who he was or anything. I was like, you don't know who Van Damme is? She's like, no, never seen him before. Like, have you seen this? She's like, no.
Never heard of the muscles from Brussels?
No.
Hey, you need to divorce her.
Honestly. That's the dancing meme.
Holy shit.
So you got to try and put this up here so everybody who's on watching it.
Boxer Jean-Claude Van Damme dance on you. He's got some snake hips there, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Hey, look at him. How young is he there? What year is that?
This bit here. This is Kickboxer, right? When he was in his prime doing his dancing.
You know what, mate? I take it back. He dances like my mum.
That was the meme that went round. So this little section here is what you need to put up here for everybody.
Mate, he dances like my mum there, mate. Fucking snake-hipped mama style. Jesus fucking Christ. If you're watching on Spotify,
go on, Van Damme.
What do they need to look up on YouTube? Get on YouTube if you're on Spotify.
Basically, just put Kickboxer Jean-Claude Van Damme dance.
My fucking God.
And it's a fantastic scene.
If you want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme mum dancing, what music is he even dancing to?
Mate, some 80s or something. Right, okay, let's get back to our topic.
Yeah, so where were we up to? So we're in the mall. He's just fucked up the rollerblade kid. So we see a little glance, don't we, of two blokes stood at the top.
We do. We see Lansing and Cold.
The mullet twins.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Lansing.
They actually have names.
Yeah.
Lansing's
the one with the big mullet.
I probably should have known that doing the...
But then Cole is the one who's got the bald head at the front and Party at the back.
Oh, shit, yeah, so we...
He's literally got a bald head, right, and a ponytail at the back.
Mate. Yeah, so we've got Stephen Lambert as Lansing, and we've got Richard Barcisi as Cole. So these two guys, yeah. So I don't know what it was in the 90s. If you're gonna do anyone from the future, you basically got to make them dress like the fucking Matrix. So they're wearing, like Darren says, they've got mullets. One of them's, business at the front, party in the back, and the other one's bald at the front, party in the back, and wearing leather jackets, big boots, shirts for some reason. But
you actually do Hawaiian shirts with a leather jacket.
Yeah.
What goes down to your ankles?
They just stand out to fuck. I mean, at least like when the guy at the beginning went back in time to the Confederacy, he actually dressed like period dress, rather than imagine if like you were just stood in the middle of the road and you seen him, some guy dressed in a leather jacket, Hawaiian shirt, and fucking mullet in that.
Wasn't it Bill and Ted who had done something similar?
Possibly.
They're like proper out there. Oh no, Back to the Future.
What?
Back to the Future, where he went 10 years into the future, went to 2005, didn't they? Or to 95.
2015.
Yeah.
We discussed this on a different podcast.
Yeah, and the outfits that they wear and stuff like.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Because that was it. Because when it's the third Back to the Future when they go back to the Western time.
Two.
No, the third one when they go back to the Western time and he has him dressed in like fucking pink clothes and shit like that, like a fucking proper camp Western, like almost like
pink pants,
like midnight cowboy type shit.
Yeah, he does. But as I was saying before, about the one-liners.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a little one that made me chuckle a little bit.
Go on.
So Walker goes back to Melissa after with the skater boy.
Yeah.
Says he must have read my mind. Melissa turns around and says, "With your English, you didn't have much choice."
Is that what she says?
Yeah.
I did not catch that.
Yeah, because he's got a bit of like, it's not even broken English, to be honest, because he's got like obviously a bit of like the French accent still.
Yeah.
That kind of made me laugh. And then he starts to explain to Melissa about the new TEC role he's taking on. He doesn't go in too much depth about it, but saying that's like a job that's going beyond. And then Melissa starts to say she can see into the future.
Yeah. You can see into the future, and she's got something to tell him. I mean, how long does it take this woman to tell him that she's, well, spoiler alert, obviously, you'll find out later, that she's fucking pregnant?
Oh my God, you give it away. Why have you told everybody?
No, I've ruined the whole film. I've ruined the ending. Oh my God.
But before all that happens, though, the next scene,
do you know what pisses me off? That guy that comes over with the camera and the parrot.
What?
Because he takes the photo and then expects to be paid for the fucking Polaroid.
What's the hustle, mate? That?
I'd be like, fuck off.
20 quid, please. It's like, oh, you cheeky
just
bun.
Randomly walks up. I don't know if they did this in the 90s, but if they did it today, some fucker's getting punched. But walks up, takes a photo, gives him the Polaroid. That'll be $20 for that. I'd be like, love, give that back. Fuck off.
Well, you got an iPhone now, haven't you? But back then you didn't.
No, but I don't know. I suppose the guy had a parrot on his shoulder, so that was.
The parrot wasn't in the picture though, so that doesn't make a difference.
No, I'd rather have the picture with the parrot, to be honest.
Yeah, so we're back at the house.
$20, I want your fucking parrot. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so we're back at the house.
Yeah.
And it's literally 10 minutes into the film before we get a little arse shot of
Boobs. I've literally got my notes here. Boobs.
What was there? John Claude Van Damme, he's got his arse out in every single film, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. Unless it's Street Fighter.
Is that why you like him? Is that why you like him?
Oh, yeah, probably, mate. But to go with the arse shot, mate, you've got the classic mid-90s saxophone. You gotta love the saxophone.
Hey, have you ever had sex with a saxophone?
Can't say I really have, mate. That's a little weird question. I'm not from the night. I'm not like in a movie from the 90s or anything like that.
That's a legitimate question. Have you ever had sex to a saxophone? I've never.
I mean, yeah, I do it like once a month, mate. I hire some guy to come round, sit in the corner of the room on the settee while we're doing it. And he's just sat there with a saxophone.
Now you've made it weird now because you've had some. I can just picture now some guy in the corner while you and Leanne are banging on the couch.
Technically, playing with himself.
Hey, why is the music stop? Oh, he's wanking.
Right, let's get back on topic.
Hey, but seriously though, like
the JD's kicking it.
No, but yeah, they go back and the classic 90s sex scene, which I don't know if. They always used to put these in films, and like I say, my mum and dad used to rent these type of films, and it'd be like, "Oh, let's all sit down tonight and watch Timecop," and it'd be me, my mum, my dad, and my sister. Sex scene would come on. I'd just be there as a prepubescent guy, like,
awkward.
What's going on in me pants here? Why have I got a heart? Boobies, nipples. Well, yeah, no, she's got a cracking pair of tits though, and I definitely would. Yeah, they go back home to have sex, right? So what I don't get, right? So they fuck, they fall asleep. he gets woken up by a phone call, right?
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and she's got fucking news to tell him, right?
Yeah.
And if you look, when they're in the mall and the clocks start, and the clock shop, and they start dinging and whatever, it's midday, right?
Yeah.
So it takes this bitch fucking to get home. They get all the way home. They have to drive home, obviously. They get home. They get fucky time.
It's basically in the middle of the night, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it's
3 o'clock in the morning.
It's dark by this point. It's dark and it's raining because, of course, it has to be rainy.
I put that as well. It has to be a stormy, heavy and rain.
It has to be fucking stormy. Anyway, at what point is she going to fucking tell him that she's pregnant?
Well, that's it. She tries like 8 different times. I put like Melissa's desperate to tell him the news but doesn't get a chance.
Just fucking tell him.
Then Walker goes to step out the door, gets knocked out, beaten up by the 2 goons from the future, and then I put like, is his missus raped? She literally gets dragged down into the house, and then you see out the window. You think, oh, it's got to take a bit of a dark turn.
That you can't use the R word on this.
No, but it doesn't happen. So
what I want to know is, before even all of this, right? So he gets a phone call. She fucks off downstairs, starts lighting candles and shit. How fast does that fucker get changed? I mean, he's in his fucking police uniform like that, and he's downstairs getting his gun before he even says to his wife.
I don't think that's real time. I think it's kind of like cut 10 minutes later.
Not movie time. Yeah, but she literally, he picks up the phone. She goes downstairs. What's she doing? Making herself a snack or something.
Yeah.
You never know. But yeah, so he doesn't even mention to his wife that he's got to go to work until he's already dressed and getting his gun out the cupboard.
Yeah. Then he goes outside, gets beaten up. He gets shot 2 times.
Yep.
But turns out he's wearing a bulletproof vest, so he survives.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Don't most police in America wear a Kevlar vest?
Oh, yeah, pretty much, mate. But if them guys actually waited around 30 seconds, they would have seen him gasp for air and get back up or whatever. Yeah. And then they could have like ended the film there.
I mean, I'm not being funny. If you're going to go out your way to go back in time and assassinate someone, at least shoot him in the head. I mean, it makes more sense, doesn't it? Just 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds, just pop one in the head. But I'm not being funny as well, right? From his point of view, he's lived from now till 2004 thinking that some random guys have randomly come to his house, took his missus up to their bedroom, and then committed suicide by blowing themselves up.
I mean, come on, right? You see a little bit later on, the bomb actually blows up the house, right? It's a tiny little pipe bomb. Yeah. The whole house blows up as if they left the gas on for 6 hours. Futuristic
C4.
But honestly, the whole house blows up, right? As if like the gas has been in the kitchen for 6 hours.
But I mean, like I say, what was the plan? Why just blow the house up? Why not just sorted? But then it creates a whole paradox thing, doesn't it? Because if they came back in time to shoot him and killed him there'd be no reason for them to come back in time in the first place to shoot him in the head. So it just creates an internal fucking paradox.
It's like a loophole, and it's got to be.
There'd be absolutely no reason for them coming back to kill him in the first place if they killed, and even later on during the end of the film, she says, why don't we just, I can't remember what she says anyway, and he says, well, they'll just keep coming back until the job's done.
Yeah.
But they didn't the first time because obviously he lived, so they know that he lived, so why didn't he just come back again and try again until you have basically a queue of people outside his door waiting to kill him, all the same person.
It'd be like a Family Guy skit, everyone's going back, taking turns going back to the queue.
Because that's basically what would happen. And like I say, and if you killed him in the first place there, then he wouldn't have existed in the future to cause shit for them, so they wouldn't have gone back in time in the first place to do it, so it just...
okay, I'm going to move it forward.
It's a grandfather paradox in the end of the day, but
anyway, going to move it forward.
Like I say, let's not... I'm going to think too much into this as we go on, but let's
definitely you are, honestly. So, okay, if I just give you a bit of a migraine listening to that little paradox.
Have you noticed as well, like just mentioning the rain as well? It's just it's always a fucking cliche in these type of films, and it has to be a stormy, rainy night.
It's a trope. It definitely is.
It's definitely fucking
right. So the next scene,
no. I'm not finished with this scene yet. Sorry.
What else have you got to say about it?
Futuristic fucking guns. Why do they have massive torches taped to the top of the fucking guns? I mean, surely by the future that they've got so much fucking technology, they've got little torches. It's not mainly the fact that there's torches on it, it's the fact that they're fucking massive.
It is.
And they're literally on top of the slide of the gun. So every time that gun goes off, it's like the torch is going...
Did you notice the barrel of the gun? It had like polystyrene around it, like a big round barrel.
Hey, the guns in this as well, yeah. Like you say, they're just All they've done is they've just made the barrels bigger.
Yeah.
Like a big
It's
fat
silly.
barrel. It's not about the size, it's all about the girth. It's like, fuck off.
But still the same size hole.
But I still can't get over though. Like I say, from his point of view, he doesn't know fuck all about time travel. Obviously, he's going for this time travel thing, but from his point of view, 4 guys have come in, took his wife upstairs, and blew themselves up for no reason. I mean, why?
I mean, like you say, if you are looking really deep into this, right, that would batter your head if you was here. You thinking, why the fuck have they just done that?
And you get
Sorry, I've not done anything wrong to you.
You'd be stood up saying, so filling out the police report at the end. So what exactly happened? 4 guys went into the house and they blew themselves up. Why? you fucking tell me. Well, we've only found 1 body. Well, you know, they fucking got off then, didn't they? I don't fucking know. But as well, right? He gets up. He obviously has his Kevlar. He runs towards the house like, Melissa, I'm coming. The house blows up. That's him dead anyway. I mean, you can't be. See how close he was to that fucking explosion?
Yeah,
the shockwave alone and the shrapnel and all the wood coming and whatever from the house. That's him dead. He is not walking away from that. I'm sorry, but he's not. Well, anyway, go on. You can move on to your next scene now.
Right, okay, next scene, we're in Wall Street, October the 30th, 1929.
Motherfucker.
That's it. We see a dead body on the floor, and the police are literally saying, there's nothing to see here, guys. Move on. There's a body on the floor. Do you know what I mean?
There's plenty to see, and they put a fucking newspaper over the guy's head.
They literally say, right, just move on, people. Carry on with your day. There's nothing to see around here. It's like, what the fuck?
You're like, well, sorry, officer, but what about that body behind you? There's definitely something to see.
There's something there, mate.
I would like to see this body. Move the newspaper. I put dead guy in the street from jumping through the window because obviously I had to Google the date to see what was that was about because obviously it was something to do with the Wall Street crash and apparently it was.
Well, it was like quite a lot of happened back then, didn't it?
Yeah. It was a bit shit time to be honest. The Great Depression,
2008. But then we meet the character Atwood, who comes into the office, isn't bothered about the guy who's on the floor, even though he's one of his co-workers. And it turns out they killed themselves, and it's the 3rd one this week.
I love it when he's going up the elevator with the guy. So he has the guy in the elevator.
We'll be out of business soon, mate.
Yeah, and he goes,
I want to take him up.
Yeah. He goes, more jumpers this week. Soon you'll be out of a job. And he says, only going down, sir.
I like that. Like I say, the dialogue on this is really well written.
They take the express route down, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. Turns out Atwood is from the future and is buying and selling stocks to profit. Judge the date of 2004 on the top of the newspaper, and then it's back to the 1920s. And he's playing a Walkman as well.
What does he whack himself out? Like New York Post or Washington Times or some bollocks?
One of them.
But from the future, yeah. So he's buying up stock during the Great Depression while it's all cheap as shit and trying to make himself some money.
Not bad idea, to be fair, though.
No. And then he sticks in his little, what is it, like a mini disc? Type of futuristic shines.
It looked like a Game Boy cartridge.
It did, you know. I was wondering what fucking technology is that?
Yeah. But we had mini discs.
Yeah.
They came out after this.
2004, wasn't it? Well, it would have been around that area.
Yeah. Another technology that they predicted.
Predictions.
It really is. And then Walker comes through the time portal.
Yeah.
And we find out that Atwood and Walker used to be partners. To be fair, like you say, this film came out in 94.
Yeah.
CGI is fairly well. I think they've done it really well when he came through the portal in the office and stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. It kind of creates like a kind of pond ripple, doesn't it, as he walks through?
Yeah, I quite like the way they did it.
Yeah, so he walks through and then he starts bagging up all his shit and says, look, I've got to take you in, dude. And he calls security and them guys come in and this is when we see the first time he does the splits in it.
Yeah, because he did make me laugh this scene. Though,
I did 20 rounds.
Yeah, I've rolled 20 rounds. It's like the typical 1920s thing where they stick their arms
Come on.
literally vertical up when they're fighting.
Yeah. Come on. I'll have you now. Come on, lad.
And then he goes for a punch. What does Van Damme do? Splits.
As I said before,
as you would.
If that was me and someone went to punch me and I did the splits, first of all, I'd be like to the guy, dude, look, I've fucking done the splits. Now help me back up, please.
If it was me, I'd be rolling around in agony. I'd be like, and then the guy would be like, Well, I'm not going to hit you because you look like you're in enough pain as it is on the floor.
Just take the W, man, and walk off.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll just leave you there, mate. You hurt yourself.
Someone call a fucking ambulance because they ain't getting back up. Mate, Jesus. I mean...
I'm definitely not getting back up, mate. I know that for a fact.
There's no way.
Yeah, it was quite a good fight scene. Starts fighting the other guy as well.
I love
how many times does he hit that guy with the stick?
Mate, I put here, use this guy as a drum kit. he snaps all over the stage. It was like fucking...
Yeah, the way they cut that scene, he hit him about 56 times. It was like, do.
Yeah, he has
like,
him all...
This is going on a bit too long, this.
Like, basically, if you want to see a Jean-Claude Van Damme drum solo, just watch this. go to that fucking scene because he was... And then I think he finishes him off with one under his balls, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, right in the bollocks,
with the old ball sack. But have you seen that futuristic gun that he pulls out? And he just like... It looks like a fucking Nerf gun.
Yeah, he did. Well, can I say something as well?
Yeah.
Right, I need to really stop saying, can I say something?
Mate, you can say whatever you fucking want. I know on every podcast. Can I say something? Is it because I talk too much? Is that what it is? Because even now you've asked to say something and I'm still not letting you fucking talk, am I?
Probably, yeah, to be fair, mate. Yeah,
I'll
you probably go watch this back, mate, and not realise what you're saying. I'm like,
you've got 2 minutes. Mate, the amount of times, because I do a lot of the edits for these things, yeah, right? A lot of the times I'll watch them back and then I'll be like, I don't remember Darren even mentioning that. I'm just like, go on, sorry, mate. Go on.
Yeah, you don't let me talk.
I don't.
No, you don't let me talk.
I give you permission. You've got 2 minutes. Go.
Okay. Can I just say?
You may.
No, we're blagging. Right. Okay. One thing made me laugh about this scene. That guy pulls out like a big cannon type gun. It's blowing holes in the walls. Right. Walker is doing jumps as if he's from bloody American Ninja, diving around everywhere, and he hides behind a chair.
Yes.
A chair is not going to be bulletproof, my friend. Right? He crouches down behind the chair. Like, you've just seen it blow a hole in the wall, and yet you're going behind a little chair.
I've got that. I put shoots through walls, but still hides behind the chair.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. He's like, I need to take you back, mate. I'm sorry about this. He tells Walker that the senator is behind it all.
Yeah,
he's running for president.
I mean, how quickly does that guy spill the beans? I'm not being funny. You'd at least like stay quiet for a little bit.
It was literally when he couldn't shoot Walker anymore. He was like, yeah, by the way, it's Senator Bicom that's doing it all.
I'll tell you anything you fucking want.
But yeah, then he dives out the window because he's worried about his family all being killed. Walker jumps out with him, teleports back to the present day, and then we're in the trial.
I'm pretty sure in this film, right, but I think there's about 4 instances when someone is either jumped out or thrown through a window. It seems to be a recurring theme in this film. So this is like number 1. He jumps out, and as they're halfway down from falling to the street, he disappear. Time ripple. Now. But yeah, he jumps out the fucking window. You just wouldn't, you?
No.
Well, yeah. So they end up, they end up back in TC HQ, and they go straight in front of a judge who sentences the fucker to death.
That was really quick, wasn't it?
That was really quick.
Generally, like, he's walked down the corridor, he's walked down the corridor, he's gone straight in front of the judge. Judge is like, yeah, here's what's happening is you're sentenced to death, see you in a bit, teleports him back, splat, dead. Have
you got anything you want to say? How are you going to fucking execute me? I'll tell you what, we'll just send you back in time and let you splat on the floor.
From where you were.
All right, then. You're so bothered about changing time and all that shit that you're just going to send him back in time anyway to splat on the floor. What for fuckers? And who is that bitch anyway who's playing judge, jury, and fucking executioner with the 2 pals next to him to even be able to do? Does he not get the right to legal counsel? What kind of fucking 2004 future is this?
A lawyer?
I don't know. I don't want to fucking live in this future. I mean, he literally goes back and gets sentenced. It's like, you know what he reminded me of?
That
Judge Dredd.
Yeah, that's what I said. She is literally Judge Dredd.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah. Sorry, you said that, didn't you? I wasn't listening. I was just listening to myself. Sorry.
This is why I've got to ask for permission to speak.
I know, right? Yeah, it did baffle me. I was thinking, what kind of future fucking justice is this? Because they're just... To be able to just imagine now like that. Oh, you've been a naughty boy. Let's take you in front of the judge, right? You
There's no jury either.
It wasn't a jury, no.
No, nothing.
I mean, whatever happened to a jury of your peers and having innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, fuck that. Straight in front of the judge. No lawyer or nothing. What kind of justice is that? Sends him to fall back on his death.
It was pretty.
Thing is, right though, right? They must have dragged him back to the fucking train thing, the time machine thing, strapped him into that, and said, "Right, see you later, pal."
Yeah, and he's gone along with it. Like, yes, I'll no worries.
How did they get the train back?
That's one of my things. I'm going to do that later on.
Where does it go? That's the one thing I want to know. That's the biggest question I've got on this. Where does the train go?
We'll speak about that.
We'll come
when
to
we
that.
Come to the scene a little bit later on when the train gets involved. Because at the moment we don't know about this little train thing, which is
we don't. So they have kind of a meeting at the HQ, don't they, when they're discussing time ripples? So
so Matuzak, he's actual talking, he's giving a brief, isn't he, about people possible making money from time travel.
I've got a question. Right, so if they're going back, he goes back to all this time travel shit. Right? So if they're going back in time and changing the past and to get money, etc., 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 how are they detecting ripples in time? Because surely it just changes and everyone's going to be none the wiser.
Right, you would think that, but for an example, at the start with the gold, that gold is getting transferred. Say that's like, say, £5 million worth of gold.
Yeah,
that's going to the Confederate.
I get that, but
but then what happens if the general didn't receive that gold to then purchase more troops? He would then lose the battle.
Well, then that would change their current present.
Yeah, it would change everything, wouldn't it? Because that would be the ripple.
In history, that ripple now in history, they lost that battle in the first place anyway. So they're now in that future where they lost that battle. So how would they know anyway? That's what I don't get.
But you wouldn't know, would you?
Well, no,
you see that later on.
But the other thing as well, right? So it's one of the questions I was going to come to at the end. So I thought I'd mention it now, right? So just hypothetically, right? Do you think they ever have a scenario where, right, you'll have to bear with me here.
Yeah, go on.
That just randomly, they just all stood around and all of a sudden the fucking choo-choo fucking time train comes back, right? And it's a person they've never seen before.
Yeah.
Right? And he's just a random guy that gets out and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? But for some reason, this guy has gone back originally to change the past. And
that happens.
Yeah, it does happen, yeah. But they somehow change the past, right? And then all of a sudden, this random... How many times do you think this actually happens in their universe? That some random guy just comes back and they're like, who the fuck's that? And it's like, well, I'm a TEC agent, but you don't know me because the past has changed that much that I never became a TEC agent, but now I'm here and I am a TEC... Oh, God.
He is giving it some headache.
Do you know what I mean? But
if you listen to some Spotify, you should see the video on YouTube.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean? It's like there's so many questions. Let's move on.
Right, okay. So he's telling them about all these ripples, what are going on. And then we see McComb coming in with
I thought that was quite
George.
That was I was almost like, yeah, of course the senator turns up now. Now he knows.
I quite like this scene, to be fair.
Yeah, because
it's one of them. It's like a cat and mouse chase now, isn't it? Because they both know exactly what is happening.
It's one of them in it where it's like, I know you're the bad guy, and he's like, I know you know that I'm the bad guy, but you don't know that I know that you know that I know.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's one of them.
That's what I liked about it. I was like, McComb is definitely knows about Walker, and Walker even says to him as well, "I'm the guy who never gives up." So he's like, "Right, okay, I'm gonna have to kill you now to do it," and he's like, "Well, you gotta kill me. I'm gonna arrest you first."
Because there's people around that kind of like, "Well, I know that you know that you know that I know that I know that you know that you know that I know." Because you captured your ex-partner, and I know he was working for me, and he must have told you what had gone on, and I know what you know, and you know what I know, and I know what you know. So, but yeah, it's very much like that, but it's quite good. I love as well. I love as well that when the senator walks in, they like rush over and turn over the fucking dartboard.
Yeah, it's got his face on it, hasn't it? I didn't notice that as well.
But he's trying to shut the TEC down, isn't he? He's like, I'm running for president. If I become president, I'm shutting this fucking thing down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got your own fucking time machine.
They're the only ones that can stop him.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, and then we see McComb in the car talking with his aides.
Oh, the other thing as well is when he's talking to McComb, do you notice that Van Damme's got a massive fucking bump on his head?
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know. That looks like... I don't think it's through the film.
And
I think that's like in real life.
They mention for the first time, right, that according to their rules of time travel, matter cannot occupy the same space and time.
Yep.
Matter can't fucking do that anyway. Matter can't occupy the same space and time in real world anyway. I can't occupy the same space as this table. This table's matter, I'm matter. I can't occupy the same fucking space.
Yeah.
So it makes no difference in time travel. And
well, it does in a way, because what it's saying is you're stood in the same place as yourself, then you implode.
Oh, right, okay. So they're in the capsule and they go backwards into time, right? What about all the air that's in your lungs? What about the air that you take back with you?
You're looking too deep into this.
That's matter. What if that suddenly interacts with the matter that's out in the universe at the moment that you've just took back? So the same matter and the particles and everything that have gone back to the past with you. What if you took a piss and that water occupies the same space as the water that was originally there? Oh, yeah, I'm thinking too much. Yeah, let me. Yeah.
I just got from what you just said then, right? You just said, what happens if I take the piss down there and then the past me drinks it like a mile downstream?
No, well, not even drinks it, but them molecules, them particles are, there's now two sets of the same one. But then if you look at things like
too deep into this.
Eh?
Don't look too deep into this.
But then you can look at like other quantum theories that there's only one particle in the world and they just happen to be everywhere at the same time and so on. But yeah, it's way too much into it. So anyway, so we're in the senator's car.
Yeah.
And the cars look so fucking shit.
Oh my God, right. Did you see, right? He literally gave the guy a nosebleed by tapping him on his head.
Yeah. He treats that guy like a bitch. I'm not being funny. I'd be like, I fucking quit. You can't slam my head against the fucking wall.
Yeah. And he's telling his aide he wants to buy the TV station, which will help with his presidential campaign. And he's got a message sent to Walker.
President campaigns are won by TV. 2004, they're not.
Propaganda in it.
Yeah.
So back at the HQ again, Walker is talking to the chief about McComb, and his name was mentioned by his ex-partner. McComb owns half of the agency.
You know that he's just like kind of just sat there brooding over a fucking picture of McComb. He's literally on his TV screen.
Yeah.
And I love how they never pictured in the future that we'd maybe have, like flat screens or LCD screens are all still fucking TFT monitors, and he's just sat there just staring at a picture.
That's a good point, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about flat screens. They are laptops or anything.
He didn't know. And he's just literally just brooding, sat there brooding, literally just got a picture of McComb, and he comes up to him and he's just sat there staring at him. I'm like, what are you trying to achieve there? Do you think like just by staring at him you're gonna suddenly like, make his head explode like some kind of voodoo?
On this scene, did you think the police chief was a little bit suspicious?
He was a bit.
Because he was saying to me like,
he's
I've not been bought.
Yeah, I've not been bought. He's not got me.
He said it a couple of times and he looked dead suspicious. I was thinking, yeah, you're well one of the bad guys.
I was like, that's exactly what someone who was bought would say.
Yeah, definitely. Then Walker gets into the spaceship of a car, pushing about 30 buttons to start up the auto drive to go home. So we're back at Walker's home at the moment, and we see Walker is not over the death of his wife. As the 10 years prior, you can tell he watches home movies on the regular and says the lines on repeat.
Hey, he knows the line by line.
He does.
I mean, I think he wanks over it. Anyway,
and he's drinking heavily as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but how awful is that futuristic apartment? I mean, I don't know why, but you seem to think that the futuristic apartment is just going to be sterile and white and all that shit. It's like, who the fuck would want to live in somewhere like that?
You need a bit of colour, don't you?
You do need a bit of colour, and there's no
like,
windows.
Saying that, like the studio we're in at the moment, we've got white desks, white wall, and a black wall behind you.
Hey, did you notice as well? So there was a bit of thing. I think he goes to sleep and he wakes up in the morning and talking about political donations, and he mentioned the white supremacist party.
Did it?
Yeah, it's like, and the white supremacist party has been cleared of allegations against like. I was like, the white supremacist. Fuck off.
What I did notice on the TV though, when he fell asleep, there was a news report on the TV saying that McComb had run out of money.
Yeah, that's the same
thing. May have
thing.
to forfeit the campaign.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about, and they're talking about in political campaign money, and then they talk about the white supremacist party.
Right? Yeah, I didn't catch up with that.
Yeah, and then the guys enter his room, don't they? And they go to taser him instead of just shooting him.
Oh, come on, right? You're fast asleep. You've been on a drink the night before. There's no way you are waking up to a noise going.
Yeah, and what kind of psycho, right, has a half-cut onion on the side with a knife next to it?
I've put that on my notes. The exact thing, mate. Oh my God, that's so trippy.
Why did he go to bed and leave a half-cut onion on the side?
I've literally put, can we just mention about the knife? Walker looks like the kitchen. Who the hell leaves a knife inside an onion?
These guys are fucking psycho.
That is a psychopath move. Like, fair enough, you're cooking and stuff, but you don't just half slice it on an onion and leave it lodged in it.
I know. Not to mention it's going to go dry.
You've got to put this clip. Take a picture, do a screenshot, and just put it on there.
There will be a clip right about here.
Oh
Of this onion. There's the onion there. Look,
and I put my other notes as well. It's like, this has got to be the world's slowest taser because it takes 4 seconds to hit the target once fired. He goes. He makes like a little slide comment there. I didn't write it down what it was. It was like, how did like 50,000 volts or something? Goes to taser the water, then boom. Van Damme going from lying down on the floor on his chest to a 4-foot cabinet doing this splits.
If I had been
with his arse cheeks hanging out, it's like, dude, how did you just get up there? And 2, why are you doing the splits?
I'm not moving. You're not moving that fast. I don't know about you, but I'm not moving that fast first thing in the morning. I don't care if someone's tasering me or not. They need that taser to fucking wake me up.
Yeah, but it's quite a good fight scene as well, wasn't it? When he was fighting the Chinese guy with the knives.
Because if you notice, they're fighting with the knives, yeah? And he gets his knife, obviously, from the onion.
It's tiny, isn't it?
Mate, it's tiny, and all he does is he stands there with his knife, and the Chinese guy basically just hits his knife over and over again. And he's just stood there. It's like the worst fucking knife scene in the world. Chinese fella comes out like, and then he just holds his knife out like, that's all right.
It's literally
my knife.
It's literally, if I was doing a sword fight with my like 2-year-old lad, right, I'm holding a knife out straight, and my 2-year-old is just hitting the knife, not attacking me, he's hitting the knife in my hand.
I'd say this is a knife there, and this is all he does is a Chinese guy just goes.
He does, doesn't it?
That's all he does.
And did you notice at one point, right? I don't know how he's managed to do it, but he hit downwards on the knife.
Yeah.
And the knife was like, must have been a futuristic knife because it was like 2 blades with like a gap in the middle. And the Chinese guy's knife went straight down into the gap. He's like holding it up, like, yeah, got you.
It was the worst fucking knife scene I've ever seen.
The fight itself was quite good.
Yeah.
The knife fight scene, maybe not so much, because like I say, he was targeting the knife instead of Van Damme.
And then,
as you do.
What fucking psycho as well keeps a fucking water cooler in his living room? In his
Good point. I think like on
That's a big fucking office water cooler. Do you think he stands around at the end of the day like and just fucking pours himself a drink and just like, so how was your day? Stands to the other side. Yeah, it was good, yeah.
I think like onto that. Yeah, he's got an office water cooler in his apartment. Why don't you use a tap, you psycho?
I know. Fucking hell. Welcome to the future, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, right, okay. If you want to contact us, Eric, how can they do this?
6 and below podcast@gmail.com. You can comment, like, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, please leave us that 5-star review. If you're loving this, please recommend us to friends.
Honestly, right, we're a new podcast at the moment, right, and we love doing this. So I do hope you are enjoying it as well, because
we ain't
we're
gonna
having a
quit.
blast.
Please continue to watch to the end. YouTube likes that shit. So then fucking what's-her-face turns up randomly at his apartment as he throws a fucking guy out.
Mate, how fast did the police turn up?
I know.
Literally, the guy had gone through the door and already were like, police freeze.
I mean, who called the police? Because he weren't making that much fucking noise.
Nobody.
No. That's it. And then the fact that like this woman is on the stairs with a gun out and they say freeze and she goes, I'm THC or whatever. THC.
Yeah. But obviously they're not together.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And then how she doesn't get shot, I do not know.
Yeah, true. A black woman with a gun.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
Well, it's America.
I'm glad you said it. Yeah.
It's America. Yeah. It's not a racial thing. It's just what happens in America.
It's just what happens, yeah. The police are trigger happy, especially if you're a minority.
Yeah, but honestly, right, like you say, right, they've had a fight. I need to stop saying right, I really do. So I do apologise about that, guys.
Right.
Right, I do say it right a lot.
Right, yeah. Right, crack on.
I said that on purpose.
Right.
But anyway, so the guy goes through the door, right? He literally, I don't know how hard he kicks him or throws him, but for him to go through a door is some amount of power.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen in police camera action films where they got the giant key, they call it, like a big metal
the big
battering ram,
yeah.
and smashing the door. But just get Van Damme just to throw somebody through it. There you go, he'll be resting fools straight away.
He's super strong. The other thing as well is you notice as well, right? So when he's fighting with the Chinese fella, and he has hold of him, and the guy goes 50,000 volts, dickhead.
Yeah.
A fucking thing. He still has hold of the Chinese guy when he's getting electrocuted. So how does Van Damme not get electrocuted?
Yeah, because
is Van Damme earthed?
It kind of passes through the human body, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like So yeah,
again, you're looking too much into this.
Again, yeah.
You are. Right, skip on to the next scene anyway.
Back at TECHQ.
Is it TECH?
TECHQ, and he's not happy because this woman, it turns out, is from Internal Affairs. Because of course it is. It has to be Internal Affairs with everything, with some kind of cop movie from the 80s and 90s.
That's it, and that's when we get introduced to her name, Fielding.
Yeah.
Walker's not happy that Fielding is being his little shadow to follow him around. Just to make sure he's not corrupt too, because obviously his ex-partner was corrupt.
Yes, so it makes sense that he's going to be investigated as well. But how funny is it when he won't let her in the office and he just keeps like blocking her from the office?
Yeah.
Every time she goes to walk through the door, he's like, "Nope, fuck you.
Nope, get back, woman.
Get back out there. You ain't coming in this room. This is my room."
Yeah, and then a little bit of a brief into future technology. You got the nerd using the VR headset for a bit of porn.
Hey, who the fuck, right?
That was a hairy bush.
That was a hairy bush. At first, I'm thinking, hold on, they cut.
Bro, I didn't even notice the bush at first.
How did you not notice the bush?
Because I was looking at her neck. Her neck looked dead twisted and weird. I was looking at her thinking,
a naked woman on the bed, and you're looking at her neck.
She was in a weird angle, right? To my defense, right? She was in a weird angle, lying down, and she was twisting the neck around. It looked like an owl, weird like turn. I was thinking, that's not humanly possible. And my missus said, "That's a hairy bush." That I was like, what? So I wound it back. I was like, yeah, 1 minute. She goes, why are you winding it back now to have a look at some woman's bush? I was like, well, you just brought it up.
I will be honest, mate. I didn't look at the neck. I was looking from the neck down.
Oh, I seen the tits.
First I noticed the titties, and I was like, oh, a bush. And then I was like, can I see the vagina? No, because the bush is too big. I mean, anyway, so yeah. I mean, first of all,
the thing that came into my mind was the scene from Scary Movie when they pull the pants down and they get like the hedge trimmer out.
Mate, she needed a fucking hedge trimmer, I swear to fucking. But I mean, that's the all aside, right? So VR porn, obviously, nowadays is a thing.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't be fucking watching it at work.
No.
Imagine that. I walk in, I've got my fucking Oculus fucking Rift or whatever it is. What are they called? The fucking Oculus.
You've got one.
I've got one, yeah. I've never watched porn on it, honestly. Look, my palms aren't hairy. But I'm not being funny, but I wouldn't sit at work with it on my lunch watching fucking porn.
Oh.
I mean,
exactly. It's a little bit weird, isn't it? A little bit creepy.
I love though how Van Damme goes, looks like safe sex to me.
I put that down in my notes as well. That was one thing that got that, looks like safe sex to me.
Yeah.
Did you notice one thing as well? But everybody mentioned that Fielding looks like the Bolivar twins.
What is that about? I don't get that.
There's no reference from any part of the film other than this.
It's almost like some kind of scene's been cut because when they go through, don't they? Because they find out that there's a time ripple and they're leaving in an hour, and then they go through to the time machine. This is when we first see what the time machine actually is. We'll get into that in a sec. But yeah, them guards mentioned that she looks like, what are they called? The Volmer twins. Volmer twins. And then even a couple of times he's mentioned, because later on, even when they're in the past, she mentions it as well. And then she says to him, what happened to the Volmer twins? And he says, see them two red things on the wall at the end? That was them. Yeah. It's like, well, it was almost like a scene was cut of some sort that I don't get it.
Nothing gets mentioned throughout the whole film.
It's like an inside joke that's just never actually discussed or mentioned in, like you say, in the film. It's really weird. It is weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It is. I want to know what happened to him.
Yeah. And then we see the machine, don't we? The little spaceship, which is literally on a train track.
Right. So it's basically like a rocket train. So picture this: it's a futuristic rocket train. It looks like the front of some kind of futuristic spaceship that's on rails, and they fire it towards kind of like these weird kind of like obelisks or something, don't they? And then they go through, and then suddenly they go through time. But what the fuck happens to the train when they get to the past? Because they don't arrive in a train.
I don't know.
What does it go into the prison pocket?
I don't know, mate.
Do you want me to? What, have I got something on my face? You keep doing this. What?
I was trying to do a so. What's
up?
That's what you lit there.
Oh, sorry. Anyway,
edit this bit out.
Yeah. So they go on this train, and when they arrive in the past, there's no train.
Yeah, it disappears.
Where the fuck does it go? It turns into some kind of little thing that they have in the pocket.
Yeah, it's really weird that I don't understand that whatsoever.
I was like, does it go into their ass? Where does it all go? And why is it that that they manage to get through the portal and the clothes manage to get through the portal, but the train doesn't.
Yeah.
What
Can we
the
just
fuck?
jump back a set as well?
Yeah,
You know when they
sorry,
actually
yeah.
do the jump?
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. Right? Because they're talking in the office, and you see him you see the cameras, don't you? Of Walker and Fielding. Walker's dead calm. He's like, okay, do you want me to give him a nudge to make sure he's still awake?
Yeah.
No, his heartbeat's perfectly fine. Fielding, on the other hand, is freaking out. And Matu Satchel says, if she farts, she will go ahead of the pod. That was his line. If she farts, she will go ahead of the pod.
The thing is, right, everyone
She was freaking out.
I know everyone in the control room as well. It's almost like this is the first time they've ever used the machine.
Yeah.
I know for the audience, it's the first time we've seen them use the machine. But the way did they do this every time? Because when he goes back in time, the guy with the long hair who's watching the porn is like, "Woo, we made the jump!"
Yeah,
and it's like, you surprised at this?
Yeah, really surprised. Like, we killed 16 other people, but you made it through.
It's like you must do this every fucking day. And yet, are you this excited every time?
Yeah. I mean, with the jump itself, though, which, like I say, what real did make me laugh, because it shows the camera and then it shows the outside, and it keeps cutting between the two. So when it shows the inside of the cab, you can see Walker and Fielding, and they're screaming and going, and the faces all merging. And it goes to the outside of the cab. Literally, the train thing is doing 5 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Then it cuts back to the inside. They're doing 300 miles per hour, holding on to the side. Fearing for the life, and then back outside 5 miles per hour. I was like, a little bit of distance there, maybe.
I'm not being funny, but someone needs to put some lubrication on that track as well. The amount of fucking sparks that were coming off the fucking thing.
Yeah, spray a bit of WD-40 on there.
It was just like shh, trying to add dramatic effect much. But for Christ, it's like, Jesus, by this point, you should have at least lubricated the fucking thing. And the other thing as well, with the THC, I keep saying THC, the TCHQ, why is it so fucking drab? And why is it so crude? Why is the time machine so fucking crude?
Well, they've saved all the expenses, haven't they, for the budget? Because when we're walking through, he even says, watch your head.
Yeah, that tall guy, yeah.
Watch your head as you walk through. We can't afford lights. So now we're back in the past of 1994. And they get dropped in the middle of a lake. Fielding looks like she's trying to press him about being on the right side and ask him if he would go back to change what happened to his wife.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I did, yeah. Because
she was trying to trip him up. No, because obviously she's shadowing him.
Yeah, and then they try and give us a bit of kind of insight into her. And she mentions that tomorrow I'm in Colorado and it's going to be my 16th birthday and I sleep with whatever his name is.
Yeah, a bit of an info dump there. What might come in handy in the future.
Well, yeah, and then he pulls out his shitty little Palm Pilot. Computer, what year are we in?
Yeah.
And the computer says, the computer in real life would just go, fuck knows, update your calendar, dickhead.
Yeah. Would you like to update this by Safari or would you like to go through manually?
No connection.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, with technology at the moment, I had a little bit of a rant with Erik the other day because I've just bought a new Mac.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware that Macs are completely internet reliable.
Macs are amazing. Apple sponsors.
If I had a device which, say, needed Wi-Fi or anything or internet connection, I went back before the internet was actually made.
Or Wi-Fi.
How would I then get a signal with no 5G towers around me?
Later on, though, you see him, he plugs himself into a little phone box, which is quite handy that he knew how to do that, because everyone would know how to suddenly pull wires out of a phone box and stick it into your Palm Pilot.
Well, if that technology was around for T1, when he was looking for Sarah Connor, he wouldn't have to go through the yellow pages.
As he could have just plugged himself into a payphone.
It's like, I'll just plug it in. Oh, there's Sarah Connor. That's where she lives.
I'll just plug it into my modem.
I'll just kill her.
Jesus Christ.
So we enter the warehouse and we see McComb is doing a little bit of a dodgy deals, and it's in the past of is it a computer chip or something?
Yeah, so I think it's mentioned when the senator's doing his little tour that this computer chip has kind of revolutionized the whole kind of whatever time travel fucking business. And it turns out that McComb had shares in it, but on this particular day he was selling his shares, or he'd been bought out. So future McComb goes back with a couple of his goons. But what I don't get in this is you see the future version and stuff. It's only been fucking 10 years. And they're like, oh my God, are you his father? And it's like, no, it's clearly him. They look exactly the fucking same. I mean,
that's it.
If you took a picture of me from fucking 10 years ago and put it next to me, I literally apart from the odd wrinkle, I look literally and receding hairline and the double chin. Anyway,
I was about to say, I put about 5 stone and 10 years ago.
Yeah. I pretty much look the fucking same. You're not going to think, oh, are you his dad? Yeah. It's like, no, I'm him.
Another one-liner as well, which made me laugh.
Go on.
He actually turns around McComb and says to himself, and says, "Can you do me a favour? Can you lay off the candy bars?"
Yeah. It's like, fuck you. You've obviously not laid off the candy bars, so why fuck should I?
Yeah. So we see McComb doing a dodgy deal, and then he does not cash his check and tells himself about time travel. Walking and Fielding and then trying to stop McComb by turning the guns, and then Fielding turns a gun on to Walker.
So it turns out that Fielding is a double agent. He's working for McComb. Which, okay then. Yeah, he was kind of like, all right then, yeah, fine, you work for him. But do you notice as well, right? I thought this is quite funny. So, like, McComb's goons got Walker, and they're kind of like holding him either side. Yeah. And McComb points a gun at him, and says, "Oh, it's just a gun. You just pull the trigger, and all your problems go away." Yeah. And then somehow Van Damme literally throws one of the goons at McComb. How the fuck does that work?
I put my notes right on this little section. Are you kidding me? JCVD just thrown a 300-pound guy over his shoulder with one arm and hitting a gun out of McComb's hand.
Yeah, I put literally throws a bad guy at the senator who's about to shoot him. What is that about?
Bullshit!
It is bullshit.
Thank you, Arnie.
I don't care how strong you are. You're not going like that. And literally, it was like the guy weighed nothing. He just went, I'll just throw you bad guys at you. Just starts literally throwing men at him.
I've got no guns. I'll just kill you with bodies. Just throw it here.
A 300-pound man at you. Just because he's Jean-Claude fucking Van Damme.
That's it. And you get him doing some splits again, doing high kicks. And good fight scenes, though. I did enjoy it. Good classic fight scenes. I've got to be honest with you. Films this day and age, what are coming out at the moment, the fight scenes aren't as good as what they were in the 90s. You've got to give it to them. Credit where credit is due.
Yeah, they weren't as good in this. I found that they weren't as quick as they are nowadays. Like, they were quite slow. But yeah, the fight scenes are good. I did enjoy the fight scene. The other thing as well is, right, so the senator, he kicks the senator and the senator gets a scar and then the scar
that as well.
Right?
That was a tiny heel kick.
Yeah.
It was literally, right, as he was running past him, he just went, boop.
Yeah, just boop.
And he's got a big scar down his face.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not being funny. If you wanted to stop all this, you were right near the young senator there. Just fucking put a gun to his head and shoot him. Done. Game over. But, right, the thing I don't get is going back to the old time travel thing. Right? I know, discuss this, blah, 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 right. Okay. So McComb's there. Young McComb's there. Old McComb's there, right? Surely, old McComb should remember what's actually happening as it's happening in the current time, and his memories are whatever being updated. I don't know how the fuck it works. So he should know everything that's fucking about to happen because he was there as his past self. Explain. Anyway, I'm thinking too much into it, but yeah. And then, do you notice as well that Van Damme has the infinite wisdom to go and hide behind the classic red flammable barrels?
I put that as well.
If anyone,
honestly, I put on it right.
If anyone's ever played a video game, you know that you don't hide behind the red barrels.
Yeah, you know it's flammable. It even says on the barrel, highly flammable, and he uses them to hide behind whilst he's getting shot at.
Yes.
I shit you not. He's hiding behind two explosive, flammable barrels.
All I was thinking during that scene was, if it happened to be roles reversed and there was a bad guy behind them barrels, they would have exploded with the force of 10 nuclear fucking weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, and
only when the plot suits.
Only when the plot suits. And not to mention as well, that he actually gets on the forklift that's slowly lifting these two barrels up.
Who is lifting it up?
Well, that's another point.
It's not automated, are they?
No. So who the fuck's lifting them up? But at the same time, he's going up, and not only is he going up, he's hiding behind these two barrels while someone's literally as close as you are as me I am as you, fucking shooting at the barrels, and highly flammable, don't blow up. I mean, now is not the time to be realistic.
No. I think like CGI though, when the guy throws his arm.
Yeah.
And
was
he kicks
sick,
his
that.
arm clean off. And Walker turns around and says, I should have said freeze.
Yeah.
McCombs' response was, I think he got the idea.
Yeah. But yeah, when his arm freezes, I'm like, fuck me, yeah.
It's quality. I
What
love
have I
it.
seen that in before? What have I seen that? Like Terminator. Doesn't that happen in like Terminator with the
Yeah,
T1000
T2.
when he gets
Yeah.
when he gets frozen and then he breaks into loads of little pieces. But yeah, that's ace. Because obviously it's kind of set up from the start when they go into the thing because it says like no warning, extreme cold.
That's it. And then like McComb kills Fielding.
Well,
you think she's killed?
mate, how
killed
does
anyway.
she not die?
I don't know, mate. Bulletproof vest, maybe.
Doesn't he shoot her in the head?
I think it was in the shoulder or the chest.
Well, McComb fucks off Back to the Future, doesn't he?
But this is the whole concept again, right? If he's traveling to and from time, right, different generations and stuff, using a little PDA, why are they having to use the spaceship to go to the time, but then use the PDA to come back?
That's it. And like it's like when, so like for instance, like when the guy from the beginning, for instance, the guy in 1929, when he uses the pod to go back. So I'm assuming he uses a pod to go back.
Yeah.
Do they have to then get another pod out of storage because he's still got that one somewhere in his prison pocket?
Oh no.
It's just. It baffles me. It would have been better if it was like some kind of like Stargate. Like I know I meant to mention at the beginning that I know this film is actually based on a comic book series.
What is it?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Is it Dark Knight Comics or something like
that? Timecop.
But yeah, it's
just run out there.
Let me just double check because I'm pretty sure that's what I read, that it was based on. So yeah, it says film is based on a Dark Horse comic book series of the same name because he also made a TV series later on in the 90s about it. But I don't know if it was the same. I've obviously never read the comic books or anything like that, so I'm not. If you know, please leave a comment.
Do I have a quick look?
No.
I'll just chat about the next scene.
Yeah, time. Let's have a look. Timecop.
So Walker travels back to the base, and the spaceship, as is about to be closed down, the whole base now, isn't it? We found out that it's been months since he's been away, and McComb is actually in charge of the future, and they're now closing everything down. Fielding never existed.
Yeah. So here's one for you, actually. So Mike Richardson wrote the film.
Yeah.
Screenplay for this film also wrote the comic.
All right.
So there's something
interesting. Did you notice that the chief didn't know who Walker was?
Yeah, and the other thing as well is like that I put on my notes that it's like you'd think that he would when he comes back and he starts like acting weird to them, saying, "Oh well, you know, we were best friends." Surely they have protocols with this shit because it's time that they're dealing with, and they know that people are going back to change time, and that's what they're trying to stop. But on occasion, you would think, why did he act like he's so fucking crazy? When he comes back saying that we're best friends and all that shit, you'd think that there'd be like kind of protocols for this type of thing.
I've got to admit, it did make me laugh though, right? Because the police chief, I've lost count how many times, was like, were we best friends?
I know.
Were we really friends? Did we really used to get on and stuff? It's like, yeah, we used to be like good friends. Were we best friends though? It's like,
I know. Like, why is it so hard to believe that something like you know, your whole agency is based on trying to stop time from changing? So you kind of, and time travel, so you're kind of aware that time can change, and the fact that you're trying to stop it, you're still surprised when someone comes back and says there's some kind of different, they're from a different timeline or something's different in their future, and it's kind of like, what? We were best friends? Why is this such an odd concept here?
Yeah, bearing in mind though, he's just literally watched Walker come back.
Yeah,
inside the spaceship.
Exactly.
That's one thing as well I don't get. Like you say, you see the spaceship go into the past.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have to use the little PDA, come back to the present day.
Yeah.
And then when it shows you coming back to the present day, they're in a spaceship coming back.
Yeah. So that was it. So like when he brought the guy back from 1929, I'm assuming they came back in the same spaceship. So how did he make sure that he doesn't, I don't know, meld with the spaceship as he's coming back?
It doesn't make sense. There's so many plot holes.
There's so many plot holes
in this film.
It's still a good film, but it doesn't make fucking sense. Do not think too much into it, guys. But yeah. And then,
I don't think the drink's helping.
Well, we learned originally because then we someone kind of thinks, well, if McComb's going back, he's not using our time machine. So which time machine is he actually using? Because I thought that as well. I meant to mention it earlier.
The prototype.
Well, he's using the prototype, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then
The next scene as well, which did actually confuse me a little bit, because we're back in the car with Macomb, and it's the exact same scene as when we're seen with the assistant when he hit his head in the side of the wall.
At first I thought,
because he's still eating the same pack of notes, and the assistant has got a bit of tissue up his nose.
Because I was thinking, God, every time does he get in his car, does he just beat his assistant about? But then
let's see what his wife's like.
So he's
my bitch, she had got me a fucking curry on the side.
She didn't have my fucking tea ready.
Why's my pie not ready?
The thing is as well, right? So then they decide that the boss man, the director, I don't know his name, to help him go back in time because he convinces him like that Macomb's like the bad guy, and he says that Bird Fielding might still be alive in 1994. Yeah. So, and then they go through and then they slap the army men about and get through the fucking door. And then what's his face, the director, starts fucking putting all like basically controlling all the shit, inputting the computers and stuff. I'm not explaining this very well. So he gets into the time train. Yeah, what the fuck?
Time train.
So he gets into the time train, and then the guy starts like flicking all the switches and doing all the shit that to set the time machine up, and the army men come in and say freeze or we'll shoot, blah blah blah, and then the army men shoot. So the point I'm getting at is when they start shooting at them, they shoot all the computers in the background, yet the machine still works perfectly.
I put in here, right, 2 army guys literally empty 2 full clips of an AR into the guy,
yes,
and he still manages to walk over and go, I'll push that button. Really? Do you know what I mean? You just literally got 60 bullets in your chest, and you managed to walk over and just push the right button to then walk into the past.
Not to mention, they shot the fuck out of all the computers that actually control this fucking thing. So how we ended up in 1994 and not in 1894 is beyond me. Or how we just didn't splat into the fucking wall.
Yeah, so then he goes into the future, appears in front of a truck, and you can actually tell it's a green screen because... Like, for an example now, we use green screen, obviously, because we don't have Van Damme behind us on the wall. Right, but if I put my hand too close to this green screen, you can see a little bit of a blur around me. Now, if you watch back on Timecop, when he comes back, you can see a little bit of a green shadow around him where the truck goes over him.
1990s green screen.
Well, technology and whatnot moved on a little bit.
You can tell it's purely fake.
Yeah,
this is when he plugs his PDA into the phone box.
Well, I've called it Siri.
Siri.
Yeah. So Walker is using Siri to locate Jane Doe, admitted to the hospital with gunshot wounds, in a bid to track down Fielding, even though that is double.
She has. The thing is, as well, right, is I'm not sure whether back in 1994 whether they would have had all the fucking computer records just available on computer to be able to access via modem anyway.
Probably not.
Probably not, no. I'm going to say that.
And then when he finds Walker, when Walker finds Fielding, it's like, best friends.
Yay.
It's like,
you never double-crossed me at all.
You're in this whole situation because of her, and he's like going, we're best friends and stuff like that. Then Walker just goes around looking through blood samples. Again, nobody questions why Stranger is just walking through the blood samples.
Stranger with
never mind walking through the hospital where everybody is, and then he finds out at the time his wife is pregnant because he just happens to become across her blood samples out of thousands of patients what are in the hospital.
Her blood sample just happens to be there.
Yeah,
and it happens to be the same Melissa Walker. He opens up and sees that she's pregnant. Right? Okay, yeah, fair enough. Because we happen to see his wife leaving. We happen to see his wife leaving the hospital as he arrives, don't we? But how the fuck, though, is she even still alive after being shot to fuck? I don't get that.
I don't know, mate. But then she isn't really a shit because she gets killed.
Well, she gets killed pretty much straight away. But what I want to know is what kind of heart monitor only starts beeping once you move someone's head towards you.
I put that in my notes as well. It's literally, he stood on one side, right? The needle is being injected into the IV. It's literally 3 or 4 foot away from him. The nurse comes by. She's beeping. Beep, beep, beep. He turns her head. Beep. The nurse comes in, looks at the IV, looks at him. He's like, that's not me, is it? Because the needle's over there. She just goes, God! But they look at each other literally 2 or 3 times. The shot goes, Walker to the nurse, to Walker to the nurse. It's like, oh,
it's like the nurse is
I've not done it.
slowly putting it together, isn't she?
Yeah.
Hold on. Needle, you. Needle, dead. Needle, you. Hold on. Security!
He starts running
all
off
she does
after Bebop and Rocksteady.
Somebody call security. That's all she does is she just runs through the hospital going, somebody call security. Why don't you call security?
Yeah. And then out of nowhere, right, he just thinks it's a good idea because like security chasing him. Do what? I'll just jump through this random 4th floor window.
Yep. There's the second one. When someone jumps out a fucking window, he decides, I know, there's nowhere else to go. I won't try and find a stairs or a lift or a way out or just, just kind of try and blend in with someone. Oh, there's a window there. I'll just fucking jump through it.
Yeah. He's literally gambled the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Because one, I don't know how strong windows are because I know for a fact, right, I'm 16 stone, right? If I ran at a random window and jumped at it, I'll be on the inside still, flat against the window, like a bug has just been splat against the truck window.
Pretty much.
And then I'll fall backwards. He just jumps through it as if it's sugar glass.
Yeah.
No, let's not beat around the edges.
Like it's fucking nothing.
And then did you notice when he jumped through the air, he'd done like a 180 flip and held onto like a bar, what was there, to like swing him back in.
Of course he fucking does.
Like, as if buildings just have random like bars for people to do a bit of parkour when they want to jump through windows. And then it just runs off on top. And it's like,
hey, people out there, if you've seen this film, comment below if you think that fucking scene was stupid, because the fact that he jumps out the window, I mean, surely there's other ways to leave a hospital than out the window.
It really is. And then we go back to the shopping
It's
mall.
worse than the old cliche
like.
of going to the fucking roof.
Pardon?
It's worse than the cliche of going up to the roof.
Oh, everybody goes to the roof,
I
don't
know,
they?
but no, we'll make it different. I know, we'll jump through the fucking window.
Everybody runs down reality.
Yeah.
I mean, you run to the exit and see into it through a side street or something. And then he manages to make his way back to the shopping mall.
Oh, yeah.
And I will be honest with you, I did like this part of the movie because it kind of brought it back full circle, back to the start.
Well, he stops the mugger before he can mug.
Yeah, which kind of like puts the
whole timeline out of sync. Because,
I think that.
Yeah.
I put my notes like he just assaults the skater boy for no reason.
No.
He just goes over and swats him.
It's like,
oh, bush. See in a bit, mate.
Listen, Rollerblades. No, that's your name. Your name's Rollerblades. We're not giving you a name in this fucking film. But Rollerblades, no. Like, what have I done?
And just if you didn't know already, I can't remember if we mentioned it or not, because like we've had a bit of Jack Daniels tonight. But he was actually credited as Rollerblades. We're not just saying like Rollerblades for the sake of it. I can't remember the name.
I love that when he goes up to her and she goes, "Oh my god, who are you?" It's fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. Again, it's only been fucking 10 years long.
Yeah. Oh, it did make me laugh, this little section though. I mean, it's quite
me.
Bad. It was like I said, I put mullet JCV assaulted skater boy, then freaks the fuck out of Melissa by dragging her around the shopping mall, and Lansing is trying to hunt him down. It reminds me a lot of Terminator 2 when Arnie is actually looking for John Connor.
It does a bit in that corridor scene. Yeah. It does. It really, really does. I never thought of that.
And then Melissa turns around and says to him, like, what am I like in 10 years from now? Walker, just like you are now. Yeah, because you're dead.
Fucking dead.
You didn't age love because you got shot tonight.
Well, that's it. She also goes, I don't believe this. And he goes, try. And then all of a sudden she's like, all right then.
That's it. That's it. It's like, is it? And then I put like, oh no. Is it still classed as cheating if you kissed a future self?
Yeah, I was thinking, right.
Because technically it's not the same person, but it is.
Yeah. That's it, because like he shows her walking. He says, "Oh look, there's past me there walking past," and then starts fucking making out with her. And I'm thinking, what if past him just kind of looks down and sees his wife making out with some guy with a fucking perm?
Yeah,
I'd be like, what the fuck? And imagine confronting your missus and saying, "Who the fuck was that you making out with? It's you from the future? Fuck off! Who was it? I want to fucking know now."
Or if he turned around and goes, oh, "No, it's fucking Derek." It's like, who's Derek? The twin brother. He plays pranks every so often. He's trying to blag you saying he's from the future. He does it all the time to all my exes.
Yeah.
That's why I've not spoken to him for 10 years.
Yeah. Why do you think I've got an ex-wife that fucking had the same thing? He fucking banged her.
Fucking Derek.
Me from the future. Oh, mate, but yeah.
So we're back at the house and she still hasn't been able to tell him that she's pregnant.
Oh no! How long does it take to fucking tell someone you're pregnant?
So she comes down, oh my, right, okay, guys. I do apologise in advance, by the way. One, we've had a little bit of JD, so I might get a little bit tripped on words every so often because I really noticed it. And also, this bit gets a little bit confusing because we've now got two walkers. We've got a past walker and we've got a future walker. So Melissa comes down and speaks to the future walker, and she's like, "Do you have a picture of me?" No. Then she goes, "Am I dead?" And then he turns around and like, he's like, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. You know what I mean?
Like, the way she says it though is like she suddenly goes from like being, "Am I dead?"
It's like, "Do you have a picture of me? Am I dead?" Why would that be the first thing to cross your mind?
I don't fucking know.
I'm not being funny, right?
But
I love my partner, I really do, right? But I don't carry a picture around with her.
No. Maybe I have one on my phone. Like I'd be like,
on my phone.
1 second, love. There's a picture here somewhere.
I mean, I suppose if you had the iPhone, you could probably like try and blag her.
Yeah.
But didn't know iPhone was.
Then again, it's like, "Am I dead?" And he goes, no.
It's like, no, you still look the exact same way you are, except you got a bullet in your head.
Definitely not dead, love. I promise you're not dead. I swear to fucking God. I'd swear you didn't die. Who said you died in an explosion? Not me.
The future goons turn up and Walker gets the one up on them.
Mate, when he goes, "Surprise," and the guy goes, "Who the fuck are you?" It's like, how is it you don't realize that it's Walker? And second of all, time travel exists because you're from the fucking future. So why does it surprise you so much that there's a fucking Walker there?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
The only thing that's changed on him is he's grown his hair. I mean, he's not changed his facial features.
Exactly. He's still got. Is that you? If you just suddenly grew a perm, you're like, "Darren, why have you grew a perm?" Well, like, why does it really just baffles him? And then they have the massive torches on the guns again.
Like you say, they were like, in America especially, right? The police over there, they have like special issue flashlights, where they're literally like this long, like big bulky things where you need like 4 or 5
D batteries.
D batteries, the big ones. It's literally one of them duct tapes onto a gun, isn't it?
Fucking stupid.
Yeah,
so all I was thinking was, whose decision was it in the prop department? Just, let's make it futuristic. Let's just stick one of these fucking massive torches on top of it.
Yeah. One thing that really confused, well, not confused, it bugged the crap out of me, to be honest with you. I'm trying to be a little PC and stuff, not swear. But one thing it really did bug the crap out of me with this bit. So they've got a one-up on the goons, right?
Yeah.
If the goons don't know that future Walker's got to be there.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just shoot them straight away? Just like bang, bang.
Exactly. Because he knew they were going to be waiting for him outside the front door.
He tried to be a hero. He fought them. And then the goons still got him at gunpoint.
Yeah. Because he knew they were going to be waiting for him outside the front door because he says, "Surprise, motherfucker." Yeah. Exactly.
He had the upper hand, and then he just pissed on the floor because he got...
Exactly. And the thing is, right,
straight away.
The other thing I don't get is, right, so he mentioned in the beginning and during this, he's kind of he's got an interview and he's got a job with the TC. Yeah. So he clearly knows that the TC is a time travel fucking police or whatever. So why doesn't he, when he confronts his wife, why doesn't he go to himself and say, "Look, it's me from the future. You're fully aware time travel exists because you just applied for a job with the time travel police. These guys are going to come and try and fucking kill you. Help me out," and fill him in. And then, like you say, "I know what's going to happen. There's going to be a guy outside the front door, blah, 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 blah. And there's going to be like 5 guys. Let's get prepared. You've got some guns here. Let's sort this fucking shit out." But he doesn't. He just hides in the shadows and hunts his wife. And it just baffles me. And then the other thing as well is, like, at one point, why the fuck is his wife climbing onto the roof?
Well, yeah, we get to that bit.
It's pissing it down outside, and they decide to climb out onto the fucking roof of the house.
Yeah.
Which most of the scene takes place on the fucking roof of the house in the pissing down rain. Where it's going to be slippy as fuck.
Bearing in mind, they've just found out she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So if my missus is just told me she's pregnant, last thing I'm going to say to her is, do you know what? It's a rainy storm outside. It's like -6. You're wearing your pajamas. Do you want me a really good idea? Why don't you climb onto the roof where it's a slippery surface, climb onto the antenna when it's lightning, So you're holding onto a piece of metal. But that's really safe. That's a really great plan, Walker. You know, just climb onto the rooftop. Why don't you just get yourself at the top of the stairs and do a bit of like Home Alone? When they start walking up, throw some frigging paint cans down at them, hit them on the head. I mean, if a 10-year-old kid can come up with a plan, put marbles on the floor or put blowtorches above a door and shoot like robbers in the nuts with a bloody BB gun, I'm sure 40-year-old policeman, never mind a time-traveling cop, right, with a pregnant wife, could come up with a better idea instead of running onto a rooftop where it was wet and slippy.
Exactly.
Right?
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And then what happens? They go onto the roof. She falls off the roof because the strength of bloody TV aerial
antenna,
is so strong. I don't know what the hell she was doing to make it snap though in the first place, because it kind of bent like midway, but she was holding it at the bottom. It doesn't matter about that anyway, physics and stuff. So she slides down, and then Walker falls off the roof as well. Yeah, believe it or not, because you know it's raining and thunder and lightning.
Beautiful.
He falls down onto a rain gutter. It snaps. He's holding it with one hand. She slides past the bad guy, past him like it's some like water park at bloody Alton Towers.
Some kind of ride.
Right, she slides down. Right, he grabs her with one hand and he's holding on with the one hand on the gutter, one hand holding his wife 3 floors up. Luckily, she had the common sense to actually pull the gun out of the side of his leg pocket to shoot the bad guy, who then fell off the roof.
It was on the drain, wasn't it, next to her?
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know where she got the gun from, but she shot and killed the bad guy. Props to her, fair play. Then I don't know how the hell, I can't remember, mate, how the hell he managed to like get the strength to pick her up to throw her back onto the roof.
Oh, he chucks her to the drain pipe that's going down. He kind of
because a drain pipe's got to hold somebody who's like 12 stone.
All I'll say, right, is that must be the strongest fucking gutter that's ever been built in my fucking life. Because not to mention that he fucking grabs hold of it and he's got his weight and her weight on it, but also stands that fucking someone's literally stepping on his fucking hand.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is it? You've got him there, literally dangling him and his wife from a fucking gutter, and yet you still can't kill this motherfucker. I mean,
it's ridiculous. And then to make it worse, right, Walker, right, instead of going to the window of the house, literally where they've just came out of to go back into the house, he thinks, do you want to be a good idea? I'm going to walk up to the top of the peak of the roof. And guess what happens? It's like playing the game of Battlefield. You get some guy sniping on the top roof.
Yep.
He's literally just sat there the whole of his life. He's been lying
camping
down, waiting for that moment when somebody just pops up. And guess what? Walker goes to the top of the roof, gets shot, flies down, falls off 3 floors.
Yep. It's fucking stupid.
Why was he lying down on the top of the roof to start off with? Why did Walker walk up to the top of the roof instead of going through the window which is next to him?
Why are they even on the fucking roof in the... How did this fight end up on the fucking roof? That's the thing I don't get. And also, during all this madness, we get another person thrown out of a fucking window. It's fucking... It's weird. It is daft, and it's like, oh, it's raining outside. Let's go have a visit on the roof. Oh, we need to get away from these bad guys. Let's not run out the front of the house or out the back of the house and run away from them. Let's just go onto the roof because that seems like a fucking good plan. Stupid fucking people. Yeah.
Meanwhile, outside, Walker's having a fight with Cole, or future Walker's having a fight with Cole. And I did like the bit when he got the shotgun, flicked it around, shot him in the nads. He's like, ooh, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, I've got that. Shoots guy in the nuts with shotgun, yeah.
That's not a way to go.
The guy seemed really surprised. So he's like, oh no. Fucking flicks it around, shoots him in the nuts. Yeah, that's not a good way to go. Yeah, definitely.
And then McComb turns up, another great one-liner. He goes, you're a fucking idiot. You never figured out the only way to make something of yourself with all that fancy kicking is on Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
And then Walker says, thanks for claiming that up. And then later on, kicks him into himself and turns around and goes, I'm still kicking. I must be on Broadway.
Yeah, because we find out that he's invited young McComb to come. And obviously, as we learned before, Matter can't occupy the same space at the same time. So he kicks him in, and for some reason, he turns into fucking goo. That's another thing that fucking does not make sense. Why would you fucking just turn into goo He suddenly erases himself from fucking history somehow. It's just fucking stupid. But again, the whole plan as well. Oh, we're here now. We've got you and your wife, but instead of just killing you both now, we're going to set off this fucking C4 for some reason.
How'd you do?
Why don't we just shoot you? You've got you right there. Why are you monologuing? Why are you fucking telling me your whole plan? I'm going to be fucking president. No. Why do you want to be president? I don't get it. But just fucking, you've got them there. Shoot them in the fucking head. What? What have you just realised?
Right, because
he says to him, "This guy's gonna, we're gonna die here, and this guy, my young self's gonna be
literally,
president."
he has a little pipe bomb, a little tiny bomb,
little tiny
blow the
pipe
whole
bomb,
house.
yeah.
As you see at the start of the thing, the whole house blew up, right?
Yeah.
They had the bomb in position to blow up.
Yep.
The timer was ticking down.
Yep.
Past McComb comes to the house.
Yep.
He gets pushed into the other one, and then they melt. And then the next scene goes back to present day.
Yep.
What happened to the bomb?
Oh, it does go off.
Does it?
Yeah, because he's carrying Melissa out the
carries
house.
her downstairs, doesn't she? She got shot.
There's another point when she got shot and he's carrying him outside, and then the house blows up again, and it's like, yeah, you're that close to a fucking house exploding with all that debris and shockwave and all that shit. You should have died, but he doesn't. Instead, he just plonks her down on his body, who's passed out on the front.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
having a nap. Plonks her down and says, "Right, ta-ta, see you in the future." And then he goes back, and then he's back at fucking HQ. And then again, he's surprised. "Oh, you're walking around."
Yeah.
Says to the boss and shit like that. "What about McComb?" "Oh, McComb, that senator that died back in 1994. He just randomly disappeared." "Oh, yeah, because you just would know that off your top of your fucking head."
That guy's memory is all over the fucking place.
Oh,
He's like, "We best friends."
I know.
And it's like, what are you about? McComb died ages ago.
I know. And then he's kind of like, widely baffled that he's asking about a random senator. That, you know, they deal with fucking time travel. Surely they get all these fucking stupid fucking questions all the time. But for some reason, it kind of blows their mind. "Why are you mentioning that, you fucking crazy bastard?"
Yeah.
Like, mate, I've just come back from being in 1994. When I left here, Senator McComb was still fucking alive. All this shit's just happened. Why does it baffle you so much? We literally deal with time travel. We deal with people who changed the fucking past. The past has just been fucking changed. Why is it such a fucking big deal to you? I don't fucking get it. What is it?
His head, fucking it.
And then he walks past fucking that Fielding in the corridor, and he goes, "Bobby Morgan's still waiting for a second chance." And he turns around and goes, "What did you say?"
Yeah, don't have a clue what she's on about.
Again, you deal with fucking time travel. Surely why is this such a surprise to everyone? I don't fucking get it.
I know, it's really bad, isn't it? And then he goes back home, just jump into the car, doesn't he? They're like,
yeah, home.
And it takes it back to the home, what got blown up.
Did they rebuild the house?
I don't know, mate, but look exactly before it blew up today.
The other thing I'm wondering as well is how many times do you think in the course of his career that he's come down and he's come back and he's changed the past that much that he comes home and he doesn't have a kid. He comes home, then his kid's a daughter, and then it's a son, and he's a kid called a different fucking name because the past changes so fucking much. It must mess with your fucking head.
Oh, yeah, completely. God, that's one thing I wouldn't like to do when you think about it. I've always thought, time travel would be quite cool, but after watching this film, we're like, yeah, I'd rather not really, because there's a bit of a head fuck.
It is a bit of a head fuck, just trying to think
it
about
really
it.
Is.
Because the questions I've got here is Walker mentions that the guy keeps coming back until they get it right. They don't get it the first time, but they fail to kill Walker at the beginning. But why don't they just come back again? But I mentioned that before. The other thing is about a random person ever coming back from time travel and so on. And then it's matter can't be in the same place. This is true anyhow. What about the air and so on and all that shit? But there's so many fucking paradoxes in it.
Yeah, it is.
Because now he's gone back. He's gone back to change the past that his wife's now still alive. So it's like, it's just, yeah, there's so many. There's just like 17,000 different branches of fucking time.
Yeah.
Or there's so many fucking grandfather paradoxes going on. It just baffles your head.
Yeah.
But other than that, good film.
I was thinking to myself, do you think the budget was so high because they blew so many houses up?
Maybe. Maybe. Because imagine if they got it wrong. Imagine if they got it wrong on the first take and they were like, "Fuck me,
you blew neighbour's house up by mistake."
What do you mean you didn't hit record?
Let's imagine that. Like, just spent
3,
6
2,
weeks
1,
trying to build
action.
the bloody thing.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, action. Oh shit, boss! I forgot to put the film in the camera.
Yeah, one of my notes I put is like, So you're telling me that everything that has a future tech, like cars, etc., but the house is still 1900s?
Well, yeah. Well, then,
Well, I did like the happy ending anyway with the kid and Melissa still alive.
yeah, everyone loves a happy ending. The other thing as well is like when he goes back to the future, does he get the memories that have kind of filled in from there to now? That kind of, does it fill in his head the same way as that guy's scar just suddenly appeared on his face? Does he suddenly get the memories? Does he know?
Surely it would.
Does he know his kid's name? Because imagine being the partner. Imagine if like your Leanne worked for a time travel agency, and every time she comes back, she goes, "Oh, when I left, your name was Mike, and we had a daughter called Alison."
Yeah.
Oh, now
I was thinking that myself actually, because when like I say, 'cause it's the first time by the looks of his reaction as well. It's the first time that he's actually seeing the kid.
You'd think that like coming,
so he'd be like going, his name.
Yeah, because
you don't know your 10-year-old's name?
It's like, love, I deal with fucking time travel. You know this. It's like shit's changed. When I left, you were dead. You didn't have a son.
Yeah, you were dead. That's why I didn't have a picture of you last time.
Yeah, you were fucking dead, love. Do you not remember? You were there. You don't remember me coming back from the future. Well, that just happened, and I've just come back now. So everything else in between, I don't know.
And that is the end of Timecop.
Well, to be honest, mate, for all its faults, I still love this.
I did, to be honest with you.
It's
watched it really well. I thought it was a really good film, the way they've done it.
It's a class. To be honest, I have a soft spot for time travel films. If there's a time travel film on, I always like to watch it. You know, like
Time Traveler's Husband.
Yeah, and then like Back to the Future. Yeah, Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I've seen it loads of times.
No, I'm always intrigued by time travel and stuff like that, but it is one of them where you think too much into it. It does give you a bit of a headache.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, well, if that's happened and this has happened, then how could they have done that? If they've gone back in time to do this, then why would they have gone back in time in the first place? And blah, 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 and you just end up going...
Looking too far into it again.
And you just end up with a fucking sore headache and you have to put your eyes back on. The next thing is you're in bed with a migraine.
Should we get into the awards?
Well, yeah, we can do. But yeah, overall, I think this is definitely a decent film. And
won't give anything away.
No, I'm not going to give anything away.
Before we do get on with the rewards, we are going to do the answer for today's clip.
Yes.
If you know what film this is, low. That's a cheat though, because we're going to give you the answer now.
Yeah, because I personally don't know.
What movie is this from? Featuring one of the actors, Timecop.
Give you a little clue. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Maybe.
And it's not a porno.
Yeah.
Can I have a guess?
Yeah.
Is it Street Fighter?
No.
Only one I know. I don't know. What do you think? Comment,
you wouldn't
like,
know
subscribe.
because you told me before you've never seen this film. At the very end, when he said,
Double dip.
Oh.
I don't know.
Double dip? Double dragon?
Dipped up? Dipped up?
No,
Cyborg? I don't know. Go on. What was it?
Never seen that actual Cyborg. It is Kickboxer.
Ah, Kickboxer.
Yeah, so when he's doing his training, it's like a bit of a montage where it's like kicking pads. And at the very last bit, when you hear him go, "Ugh," he gets a coconut dropped from a tree onto his abs. Which, if it would have hit like literally 6 inches to the left or right, that would have broke his pelvis.
A coconut.
So, yeah, that's a Kickboxer for the answer of that one. But we're going to get onto the awards. If you want to let us know the awards of your choosing, contact us on
dicksandbelowpodcast@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment.
Or let us know down below in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. We've got the Best Actor Award, Worst Actor, Best Character, Worst Character, 3 things you liked about the film, and your personal rating out of 10 for it. So let's get on to the King Kong Award, aka the Best Actor.
Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
King Kong ain't got shit on.
Who's your Best Actor?
King Kong Award. Ron Silver, mate.
Ron Silver?
Ron Silver, also known as Macomb.
Yeah, I did actually like him. He was my runner-up. Well, I've got to say...
Gone for Jean-Claude, haven't you?
I've gone for JCVD.
Have you?
Yeah.
JCVD.
And I will be honest with you, I think this is his best acting performance in his whole career.
Don't get me wrong, he was good, but to be honest, I did like the villain in it. I did feel that, I think he played it really well. I think Ron Silver definitely deserves a lot of credit for this film because you did get a sinister vibe to him. Obviously, he's very, he plays a very ambitious guy. And even to the the little snipes he has at people, like when he sees that woman in the corridor and he says, "Have you ever seen the inside of the presidential limo?"
Yeah, I'll send you a picture.
He's like, "I'll send you a fucking picture."
Yeah, I did like it.
But no, I think he played the villain really well, so I give it to him. So you gone with Jean-Claude?
I have, yes. And now the worst actor award, aka the Golden
Eagle.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. To the blood bank.
That is Steven Seagal, the Whisperer himself.
Whisperer.
So who does your Golden Seagull go to?
Skater Kid.
The Skater Kid, have you? Rollerblades. You know what I've gone for? Security! Someone call security!
Oh, that nurse.
That nurse. Man, that was just
Was it the point when she was like looking at the needle, looking at Walker, looking at the needle, back to Walker? It's like...
Pretty much, yeah. The back and forth.
You're 6 foot away. You must have done it.
This must be you, needle. You? Her dead? You?
Yeah, I could understand
beep.
that.
What's
I
the
can
beeping?
understand that.
Security! Just the way she was running through, going, security! Someone call security!
Yeah, that is very valid. That is a very valid one there for you.
That was bad fucking acting. But yeah, no, I get what you mean with rollerblades as well. I imagine he'd probably be my second choice, to be honest. But yeah.
It just stood out quite a lot. And it was just like,
yeah.
What? Wolverine? No, read between that. Okay.
I'll give the woman the bag back.
Yeah.
I won't just kick you in the nut to push you over. I'll just fucking give the woman the bag back. My
bad.
best
character.
It has to be Walker, to be honest, the main character. I don't think anyone else was kind of, other than Ron Silver's character, McComb was a very close second, but I'd say I'd have to give it to the big man.
Gone for a different one.
Go on. Who is it?
I've gone for Matuzak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good comic relief. I really liked it when he played it really well. It was like when he was really confused. It's like, who are you? Are we best friends? Are you sure we're best friends? Really?
Are we best friends
He
now?
literally, he didn't let it go for like 15 minutes, like 3 or 4 scenes. He was like, are you sure we're best friends?
And then until he says,
if we were best friends, I would have remembered you.
Until he says, I've had your wife's goulash every week for like the past 20 years. And he always has too much salt. And he's like, we are best friends.
It just made me laugh. He's like, Dwight, that's quite funny, this guy.
It's like,
he played it well.
Is it Step Brothers when they're like, are we best friends now?
Yeah. It just remembered that.
I'll give you
honestly. That. Worst character.
I've gone for Melissa. Wife.
Wife? Yeah.
She was fit. To be honest, the fitness was. But to be honest, looking at every like kind of main character who was in it, I say it was between her and the guy watching the porn. But I'd say the guy watching the porn maybe wasn't too much of a character to really judge. But with her, it was kind of like, I think it was just like when he does kind of reveal to her that he is, from the future. And it was just the whole thing. I just really find it believable that it was kind of like, you're from the future. It's like, I don't believe you. Try. Okay, then, yeah, you're from.
Yeah, it didn't take much convincing, did it?
I just didn't really like the character, and then she was just very moany.
Yeah, she was quiet.
Go on, who have you got?
I've gone for Lansing.
Oh, the
guy with the mullet.
Pie in the front, business in the front, pie in the back.
Yeah, he done with nothing.
Yeah, I'll give you that. To be honest, probably the only reason I didn't put him is because I didn't know what his name was.
Research, Eric. Do some research.
Well, yeah. So go on, 3 things you liked.
3 things I liked about it. Great dialogue.
Yeah.
Lots of good one-liners. Everything was all good on it. I liked the CGI used for the time travel. Obviously, it was a little bit sketchy when he was inside the little train because the faces start like merging, doing like weird things.
Where does the train go? If anyone can answer, like, comment, subscribe. Please let me know, where does the train go? Because all I can think is that it just goes into their prison pocket, also known as their ass.
Yeah. Considering, like, say, it's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So for what they had, I think they've done it really well.
Yeah.
But if it's films, what would, like, say, 2000s and stuff like that, and the CGI is a lot worse. Look at Men in Black, for an example.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Men in Black done really good with the CGI with the train when it was getting converted, but that's for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, there was no point.
But for this, I quite liked it, the way they did it, the time travel, walking in and out of the portals.
Yeah.
The portal side of things.
Yeah, it was good with the ripples.
And good pacing.
Yeah.
It was an hour and a half film. Didn't feel like an hour and a half.
No, it didn't. The final scene kind of, I felt on the second watch seemed to drag a little bit, but other than that, the rest of it, yeah, good pacing. Yeah, I felt the final scene just kind of went on maybe a bit too long.
Probably, yeah.
But only on the second watch. Yeah.
What's your personal rating out of 10?
Well, I've not done my 3 things I liked.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I skipped right ahead there, haven't I?
It's usually me doing that.
Yeah.
No, so I like the overall premise of the film. I like the whole thing that it's time cop. It does intrigue me. And the fact I didn't learn until looking into the film that obviously it was based on a comic series. I like the action scenes. I thought some of them were quite good.
Yeah.
Some of them were a bit shit, but the majority were quite good. And then, to be honest, I like the corny sci-fi-ness of it.
Yeah.
Corny kind of futuristic. You thinking 2004 was going to involve fucking cars with cardboard glued onto the front of it with no windows and all that shit.
How wrong were they?
I know. But looking back on it now, it's so corny. It's kind of, it makes me laugh, and it kind of adds a bit of a comedy element to it.
Yeah,
so I like that. But yeah. So my personal rating, 6.9. 6.9. I think it's good. I like this film.
I've gone 6.5.
Have you?
Yeah. I thought 5.9 was a little bit harsh.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It's one of them where, again, it shouldn't be below a 6, and I think it's just underappreciated as a film. Maybe people are thinking too much into it.
Yeah. And now we've got our Wall of Fame. So we have 3 different categories. Let us know again down below, or drop us on the email. We have got 3 different categories. We've got one to skip, worth a watch, or a must-see movie.
I can't believe how many films we've got on already, to be honest.
Gone through a fair few, haven't we?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like we've done a lot, but when you look back at this wall, we've done quite a lot.
So, personally, if you wouldn't mind if I went first, I would say worth a watch. I maybe wouldn't put it as must-see because I don't think it'll be everyone's cup of tea, and I don't think everyone should really rush out and see it, but definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What would you
100%.
say?
I was debating whether a must-see, if you like Van Damme films, if you like a good classic mid-90s film and you've never seen this, I definitely think it is worth a watch.
Yeah.
Well, not a must-see.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like them style genres. But yeah, 100% worth a watch.
Definitely worth a watch. Definitely. If you're into time travel films and you like Van Damme films, you like a bit of corny action 90s kind of film, they're definitely worth a watch. I wouldn't recommend everyone. I don't think it'll be everyone's cup of tea, so I probably personally won't put it in must see. But if you want to push for it, if you've got to,
I'll go for worth a watch.
Worth a watch, yeah.
I'll stick it on there.
Worth a watch, yeah.
Got quite a few worth a watches there, haven't we? What have we got so far?
So we've got Suicide Squad, Do Over. We've got Mortal Kombat. We've got The Marvels. We've got Fred Claus, and we've got is that Fast X? What's that other one? Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon.
Yeah, so I definitely stick it in there. I don't think it's quite on par with the others that must see movies.
Yeah,
because I think for it to be must see, it kind of needs to be kind of something that everyone needs to see at some point.
Yeah, really strong.
Yeah, I don't think this kind of fits that category, but it's a bit of a niche. But definitely, if you're into time travel movies, if you're into Kung Fu, Jean-Claude Van Damme, early 90s, definitely watch this. If you've never seen it, what are you doing? Get it watched. Yeah, definitely worth a watch. So,
call it a night?
We shall call it a night. But again, thank you again. If you made it this far, you are one of the good ones. Please hit that like, subscribe, please comment. Anything you can do to help. If you're on Spotify, leave us that 5-star review.
It's really much appreciated.
It really is. And we're aiming to release new content every week.
If we don't release it every week, that's down to Erik because he's a bit slow on editing.
Well, try me best. I'm trying to choose quality over quantity, but yeah. Well, no, it's been great. I really hope you enjoy this. But if you can think of anything we can maybe change, or if you want to recommend a friend, if you want to recommend a film, also if you can recommend to friends and you can tell your
nan.
There we go. Tell your nan. Get that old bitch fucking subscribe.
Maybe not say that harsh.
Maybe don't walk into your nan's house and say, "Listen, bitch, you need to subscribe to this." But yeah, no, any support you can give us is amazing. But
honestly, I appreciate everything, guys. Thank you very much for watching.
As usual, I've been Erik. This has been Darren.
Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again next time. As always, stay safe.
Take care, guys.
Bye.